Hello. Waiting for Turq to join. Guess I could add like Big L. And Cathexis. Man, I'm just getting
Right.
wrecked.
Good evening, gentlemen.
Just me.
Good evening, sir.
Yo,
What's up, man? Where's Turk?
there he
There's
is.
Turk.
Hey,
Hey, man.
I'm just on that right now. So maybe about
Cam up. Your cam's on, by the way.
Yeah, turn the camera off because we're getting garbled audio. Are you live right now, P?
Yeah, we're live.
All right.
half.
You shouldn't. Your audio's pretty choppy. Sounds robotic-y. Turk.
This is exactly what I was talking about, man. In about half an hour, it should go up to like 15 meg broadband or whatever, but right now it's at like quarter of a megabyte.
That's so weird.
Yeah, I could join the back in about half an hour, 10 minutes maybe. I'm just trying to figure out which time.
Well, we can hear
Maybe
you.
anytime.
It's just more like 10 can a little bit. Like you can tell it's just low bandwidth.
Yeah,
Maybe
yeah.
isn't there a bandwidth setting in Hangouts where you can switch it specifically for this issue? Are you
I'm
using
not sure
your
about the
phone?
mobile version. Yeah, I'm using my mobile, so.
It's
All
not
right, well, I'll
bad.
look into it. Anyways, well,
It's not
you
that
stay
bad,
around.
really.
It's not bad, yeah. Let's see, I'll look into it. Anyways, how you been, brother?
Yeah, I'm good, man. Very good.
Good, man. Are you using Android or are you using iPhone?
Yeah, Android.
All right.
I can't see a setting anywhere, so.
Yeah, I know they have one on through the one on your computer, but I'm just looking. Don't worry about it. But yeah. So where you been past 2 weeks? I guess 3 almost
Oh man,
at this point.
yeah, I've just well, for the last week I'd left my mobile at some party I went to, so I've not had I've not had that. That really sucked. I've just been waiting like a week to get it back,
Oh, I hate that happens.
and then before that, just kind of moved back down to my flat, moved back down to where I used to live, and that before I kind of joined FreeChan, because when I came into FreeChan, I was at somebody else's house, I was like crashing there due to circumstance, but yeah, just getting back on feet in there.
Gotcha. Yeah, it's changed a bit since you. It's changed just a little bit since you've left. It seems.
Yeah,
So what's the highlights of the couple of weeks then?
I kind of
Well-
filled them. Turk in a little bit. We talked
Yeah.
this morning.
Yeah. No. It's nothing terrible or anything. Just Poncho's kind of, I don't know, made a scene of things. I would say, accusing people of people that they're not, being subtle trolls. You know, just a bunch of all these little things, and so it's kind of split up a bunch of people. It's really interesting to observe socially.
Kind of banned a lot of people.
Yeah, he banned like 15 people who were like flat earthers and shit.
Who are they? Let's get a list. Yeah, I mean, that's how they do it.
Oh well, but I think we're gonna try to put up. I think Spec's trying to put up a 24-hour channel, and Yvette has even considered doing it too. Just kind of an alternative because it's really the only outlet right now. Unless we do these hangout.
Yeah. Oh yeah. Yeah, it was good while it lasted. Then I think we managed to at least get the most out of the free channel, whatever you want to call it,
Yeah.
before it crumbled. You know. or it dispersed or whatever. I mean, the idea's still there, isn't it? But
Yeah, no, I agree with you. Yeah, I agree. I mean, we ran it for a good 9 months. It was up for 24/7 for 9 months. It's pretty good. But yeah, I've been over here with P Mars talking about occult shit.
yeah.
Mainly.
What else is there to talk about? Everyone, you know.
Yeah, we can't really talk about the flat Earth anymore. We've kind of exhausted that subject.
Yeah, that or Tim Osmond will get a wind of it some way and then be over here to troll you. Snipe Hangout, if you even mention it.
I did notice Antonio put out a video today.
I saw it.
God.
To do
See,
with the moon, I
He's
think, yeah.
trying so
No,
hard to pretend to be able to see the North Pole
oh, that
from...
one. I was talking about a drama
from
video.
Australia.
he put out.
Yeah, this is the second time he has asserted that you can see the North Pole from Australia.
Wow,
And
man.
what has happened in this is that he mirrored some guy's video where he called it Flat Earth Busted Sigma Octantus Tada. And what it showed was 5 different angles of what they were calling the southern star trails. Now, star trails are not something that you can easily capture. Like, only at the one night, you're only going to get a part of them. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Like, so you have to do photoshopping. There's actually apps that you, not app, well, actually, there might be an app, but there's add-ons that you can get for Photoshop and Illustrator that will do the rest of them. There's like programs you can do that will make the star trails look beautiful, like a bullseye. Well, 4 of the shots were done to look southeast, towards the southern. But then the guy, like at the end of it, was like, and then what's this about? He was looking northeast, and there it was again. And he showed the angle, but that image is fake. The original image, this is what it seems like. This is like early research into it. The guy thought the shot was boring and wanted to add something interesting into it and didn't care about the accuracy, so he threw the star trails in the back of it. It looks edited. Apparently that was the blurb from the image off of Imgur. So, yeah, it's just another non sequitur. It's not necessary. It's impossible. Even if the Earth was fucking flat as can be, there's no way you're going to be able to see Polaris from Australia.
Even Gleason went into that saying that it's not possible, isn't it? You want to read the originator of the flat Earth map, and this guy goes into this debate saying that he believes that Polaris and the Sun are roughly the same height.
Oh, really?
And the reason, yeah.
I didn't know he said it was the same height. But what did he say about the being able to see it then?
It came with a conclusion due to being on the 45-degree latitude and being able to see Polaris at the same kind of the same angle as the Sun. So he was in the middle of the Sun and Polaris, east to the
Really?
west, or off to
What
the
was
south.
what was the most southern he claimed to be able to see it though? What southern latitude?
Yeah, I'm not sure about that.
Well, because I've heard as far as 23 degrees, but I've only heard that, and it was in I think the woman who wrote that flat Earth book, Winthrop. I can't remember. I think it was in her book that Dubé reads out of, that you can see the Polaris as southern as 23, which that makes sense, But further than that, like in Australia, it makes no sense whatsoever to be able to see it, even on a ball, especially on a ball, but even on a flat Earth. So I don't know what his point is. He's been wrong twice. I'm not trying to call the dude out hard or anything. It just seems like why belabor the point? I don't know.
So
Seems silly.
don't they see the same stars, I guess, in South America and Australia? Doesn't that sort of defeat the flat Earth?
No, not at all. Because, like, why?
Well, because they would be looking in opposite directions, right?
Yeah, no. If you use an azimuthal, if you see, that's a straw man. We don't know the orientation and direction of these continents. Truly, we really don't. The southern seas are fucking huge, and we have no idea how accurately they're mapped. So
But
it could be. Here's the thing: if you took an azimuthal projection and you flipped it, put Cairo at the center instead of the North Pole, then what it does is it orients all of the southern continents exactly like the ball presents it. Now, what's interesting about that is Cairo used to be the meridian. That's what used to be known as the center, so to speak. But they changed it to Greenwich, I think, back in like the 1800s. 1 second, folks.
yeah, I don't know. I mean, they can travel across the globe, so I know the maps. I mean that the maps work enough to function, right? So
Yeah, but the map is not the territory. It's just, you know what I'm saying? It doesn't mean how
like,
it's
are you trying to
you
say that? I don't know what you're saying. I guess
you
because
can't declare that, oh, because each continent can see the southern stars, then therefore that the Earth can't be flat, because you don't know the real orientation of the continents in relation to one another. You don't. The maps, and even modern cartographers will tell you that maps are not correct. They're not accurate.
Yeah,
It's
but
not the terrain.
they're accurate enough where we can like travel.
Yes, absolutely. But the southern seas, if you were sailing from Africa to South America to the southern seas, that's going to take like 45 days. It's like ridiculously far. Well, depending on how fast you're going and whatnot. It might take a couple days if you're going on a longer, or even a bigger streamlined thing. I don't know. I'm just saying that it's just a straw man to put it out like that. It's not a good way to defeat the idea. Need something better. What do you think, Turq?
You might have stepped away. I watched the that video you linked to me yesterday. I can see why you linked it to me, because the woman had the same opinion as me, pretty much. They're talking about jinns and the alien invasion and stuff.
Yeah, dude.
Yeah.
Well, I share that same opinion with you. Like, I was shocked to hear all of that explained that way. I
Yeah.
just don't call them jinn.
I haven't heard a lot of people talk about it, so that was very. I was like, holy crap. She's like got my whole theory down.
Yeah, it makes sense, and it goes along with what Manly P. Hall says.
Mm-hmm.
There's a real material world, and then there's this unseen world that we can interact with if we know how.
Maybe I could
Where they can interact with us.
link it for people in the chat so they know what we're talking about.
Shout out to the chat. Welcome to Cathexis Tube, where every time you turn on YouTube, you'll find me and 100 socks about me.
The Cathexis
Apparently.
echo chamber.
The Catheco chamber. Maybe that.
Oh wait, this isn't it.
Oh, hey, Uncle Bay, the vet.
Oh,
Big L. Respect.
Antonio made a drama video. It's so funny. It's so funny. He's like,
Yeah.
I know some people don't like drama videos. He like starts it out, and then he's like, but when you're exposing liars, that's what you create, drama or something like that. And then
The whole Poncho
I
incident.
went on to replay the whole Poncho incident from his perspective, which is fair enough.
Yeah.
But like, I feel
Is it
okay,
necessary to put your fucking life out there, man?
I don't really like Nathan a whole lot, right? I probably have. Antonio probably dislikes Nathan more than me, but just because I dislike Nathan, it's not like it's not like I'm gonna side with Poncho there, you know? Like, that's cognitive dissonance right there. Like, he should be able to be like, even though Nathan's maybe not the most amazing person, not my favorite person, it's not really right what Poncho did to him. But
Well,
no,
of course.
we'll just
Yeah,
ignore
of course.
that and side with and try to embarrass Nathan or some shit. It's like
Yeah, it's weird. Nothing was really said about the, actually it was even mentioned later by Vinny when when he had Poncho read that message towards the end where somebody had mentioned that he's using the baby as a prop in order to get
yeah,
sympathy. And like I don't know, that's absurd. There's a young couple who a baby you have to always be tending to. I doubt that he would. I don't know. I can't see that being a way to think about something.
that's sort of a paranoid thing.
Yeah, exactly. So, but the fact that it still was there and it was spoken to that way was a bit much, and that wasn't even mentioned. But the thing is he's putting so much out there about his personal life. Each and every one of these people are, and it's weird. Like, don't read private Skype conversations publicly. Don't read private Hangout or text messages publicly. No matter what the fuck happens with people, there still should be like a respect of privacy.
Yeah. Well, yeah. Those
weird,
guys.
Man.
Those guys are funny. I just thought I got a kick out of that video. And I just thought it was interesting that he wouldn't, you know what I mean? Like, just because I'm on your side or whatever, and if you do something wrong, I'm gonna point it out to you. Not, just because we're on the same side, I'm not gonna ignore everything you do that's incorrect. It's like weird.
Yeah, I don't want
that.
I want you to point things out, but I guess a lot of people don't like that.
So I linked the video. It's titled "Alien Base: Dark Side of the Moon." I don't know why it's titled that, but I guess at the beginning of the video they sort of talk about this alien deception, and they talk about a guy like that. What's that guy named? Dr. Greer. He's
dude.
Huge
Dr.
BS
CIA Greer.
Yeah, and he gets on. Of course, all these BSers get on Coast to Coast all the time, right? He's always on Coast to Coast.
That dude, I don't understand how the disclosure people think that guy's acceptable. I can look at him and see that he's a fucking agent.
Yeah.
Just look at him, his physicality, the way he carries himself, the people he knows, chilling up at the Rockefeller Ranch and shit. Get the fuck out of here. You got letters behind your name to that level, and you're speaking about this subject publicly, you'd be killed if it was true. It's some Alex Jones controlled opposition shit. Just what the guy on BBC said about Alex Jones. You're either part of it or it doesn't exist, because you'd be dead by now if it were real. So I don't trust Greer at all. I don't know how those people do.
Yeah, this guy's the guy who put this video out is called Shill Stoppers. It's an interesting concept. I think we need more Shill Stoppers because
yeah, he's good, dude.
We got people exposing a lot of people exposing the mainstream media, but not a lot of people are exposing alternative media. And the ones that are quote unquote exposing the alternative media are just making like stupid drama videos. Not really.
Wait, A4 is a pro Shill Stopper apparently.
Yeah.
But no, you're right. That guy he's awesome, man. He's actually been around for over a year, and he comes from the Christian paradigm, which is fine. A lot of people, the conspiracy world does, but most of his stuff is more, I don't know, about other issues. Moon landing hoaxes. Actually, I found some moon landing stuff off of his channel yesterday I hadn't seen before.
Oh yeah.
Some new clips. Yeah, I sent them to Jeremy, and he had no answer for him. For once, he had no answer for him. So, yeah.
That's impressive.
Yeah, they were actually pretty good, and they were well researched too. But I guess Turq fell off.
I wonder if he's waiting for his net to improve. Oh, are you there, Kurt? You there, Turq?
Yeah, I'm still here. I just made coffee and stuff. Just waiting for
okay.
the net to speed up.
Oh, very good. Yeah, he was talking about that. I set up a video about demons or shadow people or Jinn or whatever you want to call them. This woman has like a modern explanation of them, says how connected they are to our history and to the elite.
Yeah, she had a very good presentation. Made a lot of sense.
And, but that's Oliver Stone's kid.
Really?
who does that Buzzsaw show. Yeah, that's Oliver Stone's kid.
Interesting.
Jack Stone or something like that. I can't remember his full name, but yeah, he used to be on True TV with fucking Ventura doing that conspiracy show, which makes me worry that he's a shill, but he still can talk about real stuff there. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Yeah, in my opinion, all the jinns and all these spirits, they're just elementals or whatever. Like Crowley went into being able to control the different types of them.
Elementals.
Yeah, elementals. Jinn are usually the fire.
Yeah.
In the Quran, it says the three things that it created were angels, humans, and jinn. That's the trinity in the Quran. Anyway.
Now, for elementals, are these the alchemical explanation, the hermetic explanation? What would it tie to?
That's what I'm going with. Yeah. They've just got different attributes and.
So the angels are different from jinn. Like the angels are like they have their own bodies, right? And they're a different being. And when the angels put babies in humankind, that created the Nephilim or whatever, right? And then when their children died, since they were an abomination,
disembodied spirits.
And that I think is the jinn.
Okay. Now, yeah, that's what I think. What we would call demons are the disembodied spirits of the Nephilim, the fallen, or of course, part like more of the principalities of those entities, and so it matches up with what she's saying. It matches up with the elementals idea as well too. I was looking at the number 72. We have the 72 Gosha.
Mm-hmm.
I like to bring up a lot. Well, I found out that there's something called the 72 Names of God.
Yeah.
It's a Hebrew concept, and it's from Kabbalah. So I haven't dug into this yet, but I found some really good explanations of it. But this is something that's very well spoken about. But then you have the 42-letter name of God, the 33-letter name of God, and like there's all these variations of these important numbers and whatnot. So I'm looking into that right now, especially the fact that it matches up with the 72 Gosha. Is it possible they're speaking of the Gosha in Kabbalah in this particular context?
Yeah, maybe.
Because we know that Hermeticism is after accessing the Gosha, essentially. So Kabbalah I view as the Jewish mysticism form of Gnosticism or Hermeticism. Is that a correct presumption?
Yes.
Yeah.
It's Jewish Jewish mysticism, yeah.
So yeah, maybe the 72 Names of God are really just the Gosha for those Talmudic Kabbalists.
So, all of our planets are named after these gods.
Yep.
So, what does that mean? Is cosmology a religion? Like, what's going on here? It's just a really weird story.
And you know what I found very interesting? In Job 38, they name the Pleiadians and Orion's belt in that now mind you, Job is one of the oldest books in the Bible.
Really?
Or at least it's considered, yeah. And so for the word Pleiadian to be in there, the Pleiadians to be in there, was really shocking to me. Actually, it was a Christian friend of mine.
It always goes back to Atlas and Atlantis. Yeah.
But that's what I was shocked about is I didn't... Oh, sorry, go on.
Just Atlas and Pleione and the Seven Sisters make up the Pleiades.
Yeah, that's how it mentions it. Let me see here. It's a really cool chapter too because of Job. It's apparently God showed up as a tornado to Job, and he was like, "Can you count the grains of sand? Can you count the stars in the sky?" He's like, "I'm God, bitch." Let me find it real quick. But yeah, I just find it interesting because of how how old it is. Like perhaps these names for these planets go back to Babylon or even Phoenicia.
Mm-hmm.
What do you think?
The ancient name for Earth as well being Gaia, or Maya, or illusion, something like that.
Here it is. Oh, sorry.
Birth of man through, or the birth of the demiurge or the gods through Uranus and or the sky, the water, and the earth. It's pretty much the story.
Here it is.
Everything from chaos.
Yeah, here it is in it's Job 38, 13, no, 31. Job 38, 31. It says, they always make the King James areas. Canst you bind the sweet influences of the Pleiades or loose the bands of Orion? Now, I find it interesting that the word influences is in there. The sweet influences of the Pleiades.
It's interesting that a lot of these new age cults that spring up around aliens and channeling aliens.
Oh yeah, they're
always,
like the Pleiadians.
It's always like Pleiadians, or sometimes I've heard Orions. They come from Orion too. So yeah, that's kind of interesting. Never knew there was a connection to the Bible of that.
Yeah, well, the Pleiadians though, it's like they're the Nordics. They're the peaceful. They're the ones who are protecting us. They have this angelic, new age kind of feel to them, and that they, like people always say, they're channeling them. And they've even been on mainstream TV. Some of these women who claim they're channeling Pleiadians, and which is weird. I think I saw one on CNN once, and she was like, I don't know, it was very strange. But but that pushes the whole alien meme. The whole alien meme is being pushed in that regard. I think it's quite possible. I mean, the book says the influences of the Pleiades. We know that if the stars are close and local, astrology makes quite a bit more sense.
Yeah.
And that's how they speak about it. The influences of Mars in your house during this particular time, and definitely makes me think about things differently.
Yeah, I was saying in Earth discussions today how cosmology is religion because all these planets and star clusters are based off mythology. And he's like, you mean astrology? I'm like, dude, no. All these planets, dude, what the fuck? There's something going on here. Like, I think the ancients were trying to tell us something. I don't know. It's hard to say. It's so fucking hard to say. They've really tried to convince us that it's all fairy tales and myths, right? None of it's true, or that it's a metaphor for astrotheology. There's that shit. Yeah, I don't know. I mean, I some people think were you saying it's all about or Turq was saying it's all about the person, like it's, all these stories are about us recognizing our spiritual power in ourselves or something, and evolving into a higher being.
Well, here's something that's really interesting. I found this, and we'll get to that in a moment. This planetarynames.usgs.gov, right? And it's basically a sheet that's explaining the names of the planets and systems in the sky and when they were decided to be called this. And Mercury and Venus are the first two listed, and there's zero information for the date of discovery. Yet all of the other ones have. Excuse me, Mars doesn't have a date of discovery listed here. But then you go down to Jupiter, and that was. Wait a second, none of these are fucking listed except for all the system names. Okay, Uranus was named in 1781. Saturn's not listed again.
It's because
so they don't even know when this shit was named, I think.
It's because those are visible by the human eye. They didn't start.
Yeah, Uranus didn't see it.
So they can't probably put a date on anything unless it was like past the telescope era. You need a telescope to see it, because the ancients just like studied the sky all the time. They knew all this
Everyone
shit.
Seems to be alluding to Greek times. within these articles that I'm viewing, but there's no specification. But if the Pleiadians were named in Job, what does that say? Where did we get these names? I mean, think the planets are based off of Greek names. I mean, Jupiter was the king of the Roman gods. Saturn was the Roman god of agriculture. Uranus was named after the ancient Greek king of the gods. Neptune was the Roman god of the sea. Pluto, which is now classified as a dwarf planet, was the Roman god of the underworld. These were all Roman gods. Fucking Vatican probably did it. It's probably Rome named this shit.
There's always ties to there's always ties to the Nordic law, different laws. Like there's Odin and Thor, and
oh yeah,
they kind of are the same kind of thing. Like Hades is Pluto. Thor or Zeus is Uranus.
I'm starting to become convinced at this point that they don't know when these planets were named, because I've looked at 8 articles right now and I can't find. All they're telling me is why they were named that, not when. I'll find something. But anyways, yeah, there's always these cross references, and but I think astrology now is well worth investigating from a geocentric standpoint.
Yeah.
That's what Wakey is doing now. He's actually making money doing it right now. He's charging people. But he's good. He's good. Yeah, I can't find shit. If you guys want to take a look at it sometime, please, because I can't find any information on the dates of which the names of these planets came in.
Was it the lady in the interview with the link that you sent me? I think she was talking about how human beings are spirits that can interact with matter. We can interact with this world, and she's talking about like what an amazing thing that we can even just close our fist, kind of. And
yeah.
So if we're spiritual beings in these bodies that can interact with this world, there's no reason to think that there's disembodied spirits that can also interact with this world too, in different ways, maybe different manners. And she...
Oh, I think they can, for sure.
She was talking about soon that there's going to... right now, these disembodied spirits sort of have an advantage on us because we can't see them, we can't perceive them. But she thought that we're going to evolve spiritually to a point where there will be a war with these demons or whatever, jinn or whatever you want to call them. And I guess we're going to fight for this planet. And Rob Skiba said, I watched an interview with actually Rob Skiba talking to Pat Steer. He said some interesting things about...
Dude, Skiba's fucking awesome.
He's talking about how if you go and read Revelations, a lot of the things that they were doing, right, like corrupting the DNA and the communication, bringing the world together. You know, like now we have mass communication. So a lot of these things that they were doing in the times before, like I think he said the Watchers were thrown in the abyss, are happening again. So he thinks that that's a reason that perhaps the Watchers have been released already, and we're feeling that all this technology is the result of that. They've escaped the abyss already. We're living in these times. Maybe we're going through the tribulations right now, potentially, right?
Yeah, I've heard this argument, and it makes a lot of sense because, I've seen even Christians refer to this as beast system technology, Luciferian, technology or whatever, because it does seem to be advanced. We've become extremely advanced very rapidly, as if Enoch projected correctly. Some fallen angel came down and told us what a transistor was all of a sudden. You know what I mean? There does seem to be this weird jump in the 40s where we went from vacuum tubes to transistors. That's where the analog to digital transfer began. They claim that it was through quantum physics that was understood enough that they could begin, understanding it like that. But could be some fallen angel shit. I mean, all these scientists are the deeper scientists or hermeticists. What's the guy who helped create the atomic bomb, quote unquote, who said,
Shit,
I have become death?
I can't remember his
Okay,
name.
what? Yeah, but you know what I'm talking about. Well, that guy, he did a homunculus in front of the first test
What's a
of
is that a
a
ritual?
homunculus. Yeah, it's a type of ritual, but a homunculus is a small doll that you're trying to animate with a life of an entity beyond, and it's an alchemical practice. But you can't typically do it until you reached your philosopher's stone type level or whatever. Like it's just something deep within alchemy, and it's considered dangerous. Well, he
Oh,
put one
Vet says it
down.
was Oppenheimer we're talking about.
That's it, Oppenheimer. Thank you. And it was he did a homunculus before the explosion went off. So like these guys, they are all like every single one of the big ones are hermetic alchemists, scientists. The hermetic method became the scientific method, and a lot of people don't know that. I just learned really about that from Truth is Stranger Than Fiction. He recommended an author, a historian named Francis Yates, who uncovers the occult origins of Copernicus's ideas, the Copernican revolution, the scientific method. It's all derived from Hermeticism. And they just concealed it with this scientific garb in a way, but it's still very much there. So, yeah,
it's like sure. Science is this funny ass religion that is convinced its members that it's not a religion.
Yes, 100%,
it's
dude.
Really weird.
I've been saying that about atheism. I said it's a belief system that has made people believe that they don't have a belief system.
Yep.
And
oh shit!
Shout out to Big Al. Shout out to Bobby Diz.
What's up, y'all? Oh, we're off air? What happened?
No,
we're on air.
You know how I stream.
I was about to cuss everyone out. Okay, thanks.
Yeah, we're about to talk about drama and shit.
Yeah, go for it. Sorry.
Yeah, we're good, man. We're just talking about alchemy and hermeticism and modern science and shit. It just needs to be exposed. I don't care. I don't care. We like our science and technology is amazing, but let's know what it is. Let's look at it properly. I'd say 95% of the modern real scientists probably don't even realize. But I guarantee think about that, dude. I don't like, you can go crazy on this, and I've thought about it privately before, but think about like deep military, 4 levels of confidentiality, top secret, above top secret classification scientists and engineers that you will never hear about ever in your entire life. Think about what those people are making. Think about what those people are doing with modern science. They don't give a fuck about ethics. They don't care about ethics in any way, shape, or form. That's why I think cloning is quite probable, but it's not. I don't think there's like cloning centers and that shit it's comical. Like it's almost like controlled opposition. Super soldiers cloning, all that shit, I'm pretty sure exists. Yeah. I'm pretty sure they could regrow a fucking leg at this point.
Oh yeah.
But
I mean, when we look at what the Nazis did, their scientists did. I mean, do we really think we wouldn't do the same stuff? I mean,
we were doing the same stuff essentially.
Yeah, I mean, there's no reason to think they're not trying to make these genetic, clones, super soldiers.
Yeah, but then they have biotech and nanotechnology. Dude, they had nanotechnology in 2003. That book I've been talking about by Ray Kurzweil called Live Long Enough to Live Forever. Mm-hmm. In there, one of the first blurbs I read about the nanotech that he was aware of at MIT were these small little machines that pump oxygen. And you take it in an inhaler. So you breathe it like, an asthma inhaler. Mm-hmm. And what they do is they just go into your lungs and they pump pure oxygen into your lungs so you can sprint for 15 minutes and not be winded. They give them to soldiers, special forces. So that was something that MIT was messing with back in 2003. So I know they got nanotech and biotech at this point that's highly advanced. You ever see Elysium?
Nope, never seen that.
Oh, dude, that's actually good.
I've seen.
I like that video you were playing earlier, P. Mars, with the magician. I've seen that one before. With
Oh,
the mask.
Yeah. I like that video. That's crazy how he does that. They've had high
Is
speed
it demon magic?
Yeah, the Chinese mask changers. There's a couple
Oh,
of them.
God.
There's like 3 or 4 super top level ones, and they'll have a high speed camera on them while they're changing their mask, and they can't detect like how they're doing it.
I love it. Yeah, that shit's crazy. Did you ever see The Prestige?
Mm-mm.
Damn, I don't even watch movies.
I
but
don't
y'all
watch
need to
movies.
Fucking watch those things. Those two specifically. What's that?
Prestige. Good film.
He said it's a good film.
You guys seen the moon today? Or is it still a new moon phase?
The moon is a hoax.
Yeah, it's like 3%.
The moon's... It's a reflection.
You're just imagining it. What's up, Turq?
The hologram.
Hey, what's up, Big L? How are you, man?
So, I'm good, man. How are you?
Not too bad.
So what's the name behind Turquoise Dragon? I like the color turquoise, and I like dragons. Is that what it is? Is it that simple?
It could be. Whatever definition you want. No, it's a colour, isn't it?
Yeah.
Yeah. It's got a little history. It was a little project of like a business idea originally, but then I just carried on using the Gmail for YouTube. So yeah.
It's a dope design. It's a cool name.
Yeah, where you at?
Poncha says you want to become a dragon.
like I think Pillbox believes in dragons.
Yeah.
Look at Pillbox. Cause he has reptiles. So like.
He's got a reptilian.
Yeah, he's really into it.
I heard him talking to, I think it was Pillbox maybe, someone was talking about a reptilian brain, but like, it's like that doesn't mean an actual reptilian brain. It's a human brain. It's part of the behavioral system of the human brain that they call reptilian just because it's fight or flight. It's not, it's just because it's the animal instinct part of our brain.
That's what I was about to say. It's like the animal instinct.
Yeah, there's nothing to do with like reptilian DNA or relating us to reptiles.
Yeah, not at all. But it is, if you were to take that by itself, that's the only thing. That part of the brain is the only type of brain that a reptile has.
Okay.
So we all have like each, it's like levels on top of the brain. If you look at where the reptile brain is, where the mammalian brain is, and where the frontal cortex is, it does look kind of like it's just been stacked on top. These new parts have been kind of stacked on top because we all do have that fight or flight, or it's sex, violence, I guess fight, flight, food. Those are the things that it regulates and controls.
That's what they're always stimulating, it seems, with subliminal messages, too.
It is. That's the point. Yeah, they keep us in that lower frequency. It's that lower state of consciousness, which is just going from stimuli to stimuli. And they don't want us rising above that. So that's why the TV is filled with nothing but violence and sex and horror movies and fucking commercials to make you hungry. Like, it's crazy.
Oh, I was arguing how societies were being dumbed down, and I was like, look at the television programs, reality TV now compared to what if you had TV shows back in the 50s and 60s. It's more like
wholesome.
set up like a play. It's set up like a play, and it's slow paced and it's intellectual. There's like plot and character development and shit like that.
Yeah.
No one gives a fuck about any of that shit anymore. Like, they don't want the TV to stimulate you know,
Intellect.
their mind, they want
Yeah.
to just stimulate, yeah, that reptilian like sex and violence over and over and over.
Yeah, they want to see arguments. They want to see drama. They want to see, you know, oh, they're gonna sleep together. Oh, you know, now they're gonna fight. You know, conflict has occurred in some way.
So
It's messed up.
yeah, he's like, this guy on Earth Discussions was he
Oh
doesn't
God.
see any. It's like they don't see any sinister plot. Like they just go, oh, that's just what people want to watch on TV and shit like
Yeah.
that. Or they'll say,
It's supply and demand, dude. I don't understand.
and it's like, really, because every like, how many TV shows and movies do we need about doctors, lawyers, and policemen? Are they just the most interesting professions on Earth? Like, there's
They're just
endless.
reinforcing the authority structure.
Exactly. Yeah, that's, if you're gonna ever deal with an authority structure as an adult, it's gonna be a police officer, or like a lawyer, judge, or a doctor, and they want you to go into the doctor's office, and the doctor will say, you know, take this drug from this pharmaceutical company that's obviously trustworthy.
And then you'll see the commercials for the
Yeah,
pharmaceutical.
we're
drugs.
watching commercials all
Yeah.
day about
think
suing
about how-
pharmacy. Yeah, it's hilarious.
Yeah, dude. Yeah, the pharmaceutical commercials are the worst. They're absolutely vicious because
Ironic too.
they're telling you vague symptoms in order to get you to say, "Oh, wait, I think I might have that. That sounds a lot like what I'm going through right now." But then
Yeah.
they have to hit you with the known side effects of the drug. So it's hilarious because like the list of the known side effects of the drug is the most of these commercials. But the fact that they're effective and that people are like, huh, I need to go get, you know, this medicine. And people do that. People, like doctors have all these samples in their offices.
Are you
For
having
the newest-
erectile dysfunction? Having trouble
Some
getting
old
up in the
guy.
morning? You can buy these PMAR pills, and you will have an erection.
People
There
are-
you
go. Really?
Warning: these pills may cause nausea, death, suicide,
Yeah. And that's the
gay
thing.
tendencies.
If you look at the ones for like Zoloft or, you know, the SSRIs, the ones that are supposed to help you with depression, the fucking byproduct is suicide. Look at how the suicide
Yeah,
rates
that's
of people on Zoloft.
That
It's
makes no
disgusting.
sense. The pill that that helps depression side effect is depression. That's
Well, I said it
logical.
last night. What the SSRI does is it chemically castrates a male, and
Yeah.
it essentially shuts down your sexual function, both male and female.
Oh,
See,
that
no, you go ahead.
That last the last girl I was kind of seeing, she was on that stuff, and she had suffered from depression, and I remember her telling me, like, she felt dead inside. So,
Yeah.
like, if you can't feel sadness, then you can't feel happiness. So she was just walking around, like, not feeling anything.
Blank. You
Zombie.
feel blank.
She kept telling me
You feel blank.
she just wanted to feel something and stuff, and she was all fucked up and depressed.
Well,
and
here-
it wasn't
see, when I
that
was
shit wasn't helping
19,
her.
When I was 19, I decided to take myself to a shrink because I had insurance. And I said, you know what, let's see what these people have to say about me. And this is after I had done some LSD and, you know, had particular thoughts about my brain, etc. And I went in, and he's like, oh, you've got ADD. And I did a little test, a little 15-minute test. And he's like, okay, so you have ADD, and it looks like you're more manic side of bipolar. So what I would do in this situation, I'll give you some Topamax, some Celexa, and some, what was the other one he gave me? It was a Paxil equivalent, essentially. I was like, okay, I don't mind drugs. I'm going to go ahead and do this for an allotted period of time. I'll do it for 6 weeks, and I'll see what this stuff does. So I took the Topamax, which is a lithium equivalent. The Celexa is actually the Paxil equivalent. And I ended up taking those. After 3 weeks, I didn't even need to go 6 weeks. After 3 weeks, I saw exactly what those things are for. It made me feel blank inside. I had no energy, like internal conscious energy. Okay, you know that energy you feel when you have sex, right?
Mhm.
Right, when you orgasm, that surge of energy that comes out. That is what they're stopping. I was with a girl at that time, my girlfriend Heather at the time, and I couldn't have sex. You can't even get an erection when you're on those pills because it's serotonin reuptake inhibitors. They stop what they do is they modulate your serotonin at a balanced point, so you can't go too low. The problem is you can't go high. And if you take LSD or MDMA when you're on an SSRI, you get serotonin syndrome and die.
What?
So SSRIs came out in about 93, 94. And here's another thing people don't know about, not Paxil, what was the Prozac? Prozac is 96% fluoride.
Yeah. Fuck.
It's a fluoridated molecule. It's so fucked up what they're doing.
I took Prozac. I took one pill. I should have never even done that. Do you think one pill would fuck me up too bad?
Wait, one pill of what?
Prozac.
Um,
I've been prescribed
no, but
it.
it would hurt you.
I was prescribed it and I never took it for years. But like if I just took once in my life, it's probably not that bad, right?
No. It's not. I took mine for 3 weeks and then I actually stopped it.
Yeah,
And I went back to the doctor and I said, get this shit out of here. I see what it's doing. And he's like, well, you're gonna need it if you do that. I said, no, I'll just smoke pot and do LSD. Fuck you.
I definitely wish I never took it now, but I guess I can't do anything about it.
It's a strong dose of fluoride, essentially.
Yeah.
But if you go read the horror stories of this, actually there's a couple subreddits. See, I used to be a Reddit nerd, and until I saw how like they got invaded by the mainstream over the past 3 years. But they have subreddits for people who have been damaged by SSRIs. You know, people who have been like physically, like males who are chemically castrated because at age 13 they were put on Paxil. And by the age 17, when they got a girlfriend, they couldn't have sex and they were completely sterile. This is what Huxley was fucking telling us about. And you know what? I used to be, after my car accident, I used to be prescribed a muscle relaxer called Soma. Wasn't that funny? That's what Huxley, it's called the real name of the drug is called carisoprodol. And it is a powerful muscle relaxer. But the mainstream name for it is Soma. And that's why would they name it Soma if the actual drug in that book that did this to the people was named Soma?
There's a 2002 movie called Equilibrium, and it's like a fascist dystopian future where everyone has to take this pill that makes them not have any feelings. And
it's the same with The Giver.
The main protagonist like rebels from the society by he stops taking the pill and he starts to have feelings, and then he like
that's what The Giver is about. They have to take their medication every morning, and it's actually done really well. The film is shot in black and white, and the kid who is the main character, he's called he has to go, basically he's called like the collector of memories or whatever. So they have a dystopian little thing going on, but this kid is supposed to like remember. It's complicated. You have to see it. But anyways, every morning they have to take this shot in their wrist in order to get rid of their emotions. I think they're warming us up to those kind of ideas. That's why all those dystopian movies have come out, like you pointed out last night.
We're kind of there. A lot of people are on these antidepressants.
You know, my brother pointed out to me, he said, what if all these dystopian movies have been put out so that we all see them and go, wow, I'm so glad we don't live in a dystopia. That's crazy.
When we do.
When we're really living in the dystopia.
I remember and they did an exercise in my elementary school, I think in 4th grade. I always remember this because I thought it was really interesting, where they gave us a story to read. And the story, it was framed as like a tribal society, and it was like describing the society, but it did it in ways of like, you know, they'd say cow instead of car or something like that, right? Like, but it was the same. They were basically describing an American society, but under using different, you know, sort of replacing it with, you know, like cow and car, and like making it more tribal, so it seemed foreign to us. So when we read it, we were like, wow, why would this society live like this? This is crazy. And then at the end of after we read it, the teacher was like, what did you guys all think of that? That was actually about how we live in America. And we were all like, what? No way. Like, we couldn't see it. And I think that's really interesting that they made us all read 1984. Because I remember seeing that and thinking, like, the one thing that stuck out is I mentioned this before about how the televisions, they couldn't ever turn them off, and they all had a camera that was pointing at people. And I was like, I couldn't imagine a surveillance society like living in one like that. Well, what do we have now? Everyone has a smartphone that's basically your television with the camera on it right there, and no one ever turns it off. Like,
Yeah.
the lady in that was talking about the jinn, she said that the cell phone, the entertainment has become an addiction. Like, people can't put their phone down for 5 minutes. It's really true.
What people don't understand is, like, when they see futuristic shit like that, it's not gonna come just out of nowhere. It's subtle. They're kind of grooming us into this the system, you know.
And if you think about it, why is 1984 so insisted to be read by the public school? That's something I found strange when I was growing up. When I was taught, you know, when I had to read it in ninth grade, I was like, because I was moving around a lot. I went from 2 schools in Virginia down to a school in Jacksonville, Florida at the time. So my dad was in the Navy, and we had 1984 on every school I went to. With the second one I went to in Florida, I told them, I was like, hey, I just read the book. Like, what I've noticed is nationally, this book is required reading. Why would they do that? Why would they make that book? And it's just like we see with TV and whatnot. This is called pre-programming, or what's it called when they put something in media before it happens.
And people think he wrote that book as a warning to wake us up. Well, if that's true, then why do they make us read it in public schools? So it's really weird.
I do think that they took him out. Of course, it's conspiratorial, and I've got no proof for it. But he died 6 months after the publishing of that book, for one. For two, he died of an aggressive tuberculosis that doctors had no idea how to deal with. And this is, of course, after the Nazi war machine had weaponized so many illnesses and such. And it was also a key point to point out that he was friends with Edward Bernays. He was friends with this upper echelon of artists and movers and shakers, so to speak. So I think it was either revelation of the method, and he told too much, or he was like, it was a cry out to the, humanity, please listen to me, this is their plan. Because if you look in chapter 3, I don't know, have you ever seen what he talks, he says about cosmology in chapter 3? Do you remember specifically by any chance?
I think you told me this. Just remind me.
Well, here, let me read it to you real quick, because it's short and it's enough. It's enough to see exactly what we're dealing with right now. So this is when O'Brien and Winston he's kind of revealing the whole true nature of things. And Winston says, you can't control matter. And he says, but the whole universe is outside of us. Look at the stars. Some of them are 1 million light years away. They're out of our reach forever. What are the stars? Said O'Brien indifferently. They're bits of fire a few kilometers away. We could reach them if we wanted to, or we could blot them out. The Earth is the center of the universe. The sun and the stars go around it. Winston made another convulsive movement. This time he did not say anything. O'Brien continued as though he was answering a spoken objection. But for certain purposes, of course, that is not true. When we navigate the ocean, or when we predict an eclipse, we often find it convenient to assume that the Earth goes around the sun and that the stars are millions upon millions of kilometers away. But what of it? Do you suppose it is beyond us to produce a dual system of astronomy? The stars can be near or distant, according to how we need them. Do you suppose our mathematicians are unequal to the task? Have you forgotten doublethink? I think that's a powerful paragraph. That's what I think we're dealing with here. Mm-hmm. And for him to put it out there like that, just the idea alone, the idea is dangerous to the deception. So I think they might have took him out.
My friend Foxgal says numbers can numb the mind.
Yo, what do you? I don't know how you guys feel about Albert Einstein, but look at well, I posted a picture in this hangout. He says everybody's a genius, but if you judge a fish by its ability to climb a tree, it will live its whole life believing that it is stupid.
Absolutely. Yeah. No, Einstein had a lot of great quotes, actually. And I think that it's, you don't want to throw the baby out with the bathwater. So Einstein is
Yeah.
a Jesuit puppet clown, and not necessary, but he still may have said some things. But just a quick shout out to, it looks like Jim Panda and Tim Osman are currently on the Debate Flat Earth and More channel with Antonio Subarats.
Oh no shit. Maybe we should go maybe we should go check that out.
Yeah, I got the link, but I think they're letting them have it. Let's see.
We should go defend Antonio.
Dude, that'd be fucking hilarious. Hey.
No, guys, it's okay. Look, I know. That
Yeah,
you guys,
I'm content with having just a short little hangout. We've had some interesting.
and I totally understand what your guys.
We've hit some interesting points. If you want to
Yeah, we can do that.
bounce over
What?
there.
Well, we're having a good conversation here. We don't need to ruin it. I think we're getting
That's
chased
like
out.
fuck those guys.
Yeah.
You know, I do know what.
Just want to see where they're about.
They're bullies.
There's
All right.
plenty of other.
Yeah, he's getting jumped right now. Tim Osmond's going hard on him. Oh, Negator's in the chat. Yeah, I'm gonna stay out of this one. He's got himself in this himself. His own himself.
Us flat earthers need to stick together.
We need flat Earth cohesion. Yeah.
I was
That
just
was-
talking shit about him too. Well, not.
Yeah, I'm
kinda,
not gonna. Yeah, I'm not gonna fuck with that.
Tonio's like, yeah, no, he's an interesting guy.
I don't dislike anybody.
No, I don't-
to be
I don't
honest
really
with
either.
you. Yeah, like I'll talk to anybody. I don't care. Like I'll talk with. Yeah, like I don't like Nathan.
Except for like
Oakley.
Atheist Rex, I guess I dislike him. Like people
Oh,
like
yeah,
that.
yeah.
But
Absolutely wretched people. But like Nathan Oakley, I disagree with some of the things he says online and the way he treats certain people.
yeah,
You
there's
know,
a
for my own
difference.
personal reasons. But that's not. Yeah, there is a difference, and that doesn't mean I won't ever talk to, Nathan. Like, of course I will. But Poncho seems to be just fucking kicking everybody's ass.
Yeah.
And just like, no, fuck you, I'm never going to talk to you again. No, fuck you, get out of here, never allowed here again. He's dividing up the crowd way more than any other person I've seen. But yeah.
Shit, baby.
Shit, baby, shit.
Yo, I like how in Globebusters I haven't been banned yet. I'd be saying some outlandish shit sometimes, bro. But I think they
Well,
like me.
I got the wrench.
Yeah.
You ain't gonna get banned, but I would freak out if you got banned.
Did you
I
try to
think
get?
they like me.
Did you
They
try
do.
to? Did you try to get banned in Poncho's room? What did you say to get
No.
banned there?
There was this one guy who was in there whose name was No Nukes, and I guess you can say I was antagonizing him. I kept asking him for proof that there was no nukes, and he just kept calling me names. I just kept
Yeah,
hitting him
it's
over the
funny.
head with it, like asking questions.
It's funny. It is. But did they ban you or?
Yeah, Poncho's like, goodbye, Big L. Just batter up. Yeah, batter up.
Damn.
That's fucked up because I ain't never had an issue with Poncho. It's fucked up.
You exposed him as his Robin Thicke clone.
Wait, that is true. Maybe it's true because he's reacting like this. He didn't like you exposing him. No, I still haven't gone over there. He's formulated his opinion about me a long time ago, and I don't even. Because I would have to go and grovel for the fucking link. He'd have to make sure I'm not Tim Osmond and fuck. I ain't got time for that shit.
Yeah, I'm gonna do one on P Mars next. So I think he's a big pun.
Big pun. Nice.
What the fuck? I lost weight.
Big pun,
Changed
Mars.
I
my
lost
skin.
I lost weight. Yeah, you got on the ketogenic diet because of
Hell yeah.
cathexis?
Man, you see that? Dude, people know what's up there in the Glowbusters chat.
Yeah, they
A
do.
lot of them, man. They
Uh.
recognize. But there was one cat in there talking about the starch solution that kind of dimethyl tripped with me.
What?
And yeah, I went and looked at the book. It's saying the exact opposite of what I'm saying. It's saying that fat and protein are the unhealthiest things you can put in your body, and you're supposed to eat as much starch and carbohydrates as you can.
Nah.
And I'm like, the fuck? They're trying to kill people, give people type 2 diabetes or some shit.
I
But he was
haven't looked.
promoting that.
I haven't looked 100% into the ketogenic diet, but you promote good fats, right?
Hmm.
Not like
Yeah, the only bad fat's trans.
yeah, okay.
That's it.
All right,
Everything
yeah.
saturated fat is fucking great for you, but there's omega 3s, 6s, 9s, and there's like variations, and those things are amazing. But you're only going to get that stuff out of like coconut oil or avocados or hemp seeds, shit like that. But yeah, I mean, listen, fat's the healthiest thing we can put on our body. That's a fact. It's
Yeah.
insane.
That's one thing I learned from Alex Jones. He talked about how your brain is made of mostly fat, and I remember he would say chess players eat a bunch of bacon before tournaments.
They do.
And so I remember I was on a diet where I would just avoid high fructose corn syrup, trans fat, and MSG.
Yeah.
And
That's a good start, but it's not far enough in my opinion. Yeah. You'll probably lose weight that way because there's a lot of things with that stuff in it. And that's how I started, actually, was the whole avoiding the high fructose corn syrup. But when I started learning like the chemical mechanisms of our body, the way our liver works and whatnot, it's just blindly obvious to me how easy it is. It's just hormonal switches. If you eat a bunch of fat, you suppress your insulin, you spike your leptin, you lose weight. You eat a bunch of sugar or carbs, you spike your insulin, store fat, and you're fucked. What would you want to do? Eat as much fat as possible. But if you combine, here's where it's dangerous. This is why you see, like Big Al, I don't know if you saw people saying it's dangerous in the chat. There's a couple clowns in there saying it was. The only way it's dangerous.
It does sound kind of dangerous. I'm
Hold
being
on,
honest.
it's fine because you've been brainwashed. We've all been brainwashed.
Fuck off.
No, I want you to understand this, right? It's only dangerous if you, let's say I eat a shitload of fat. I mean just a bunch of fat. And then I eat a carton of cookies or a whole bunch of ice cream. The sugar oxidizes, the carbohydrate oxidizes the fat in your system, which causes the plaque in the artery blockage and bad cholesterol to form. So if you're eating, like, I hate to say it, but let's take a pizza and you get it as dank as possible with like the most cheese, the most everything on there. Well, the carbs that are in that pizza combined with the fat that you're consuming, you're going to store all that fat and you're going to oxidize all the fat, and it's actually going to hurt you pretty bad in the long run if you're eating pizza a lot, stuff like that. But if you eat just fat and you suppress the carbohydrates, that's when it becomes healthy. So it's very, you got to be really strict if you want to do it right. There's other ways to eat too, I just think that the ketogenic diet is a very specific thing. It's, you either want to be in ketosis or you don't have to be, but I promote it because I find it to be powerful. You get on a whole other level that you can't really explain to somebody.
Shout out to Spec. If anyone wants to be added, let me know in the chat.
Definitely. But yeah, but a high carb diet is poison because you're just spiking your insulin, which breaks your insulin response, which gives you type 2 diabetes. I know 30-year-olds with type 2 diabetes right now because they ate too much sugar in their life.
The diet thing is really complex even for me, even though I took like
It
anatomy and nutrition and shit like that. But so what I did was just, do what I do. Just limit the shit I want to eat and eat, things I don't want to eat. Like, I'm not really a vegetable guy, but I still add them. to my diet. More of a
If
fruit
you're
guy.
if you're eating like meat, cheeses, and vegetables, right?
Yeah.
Let's say when you go to the grocery store, only shop on the outside. Don't go through the inner aisles and shit, 'cause that's where the garbage is. If you just go to the meat, dairy, the deli, and the produce area. If you're only
Yeah, pretty
shopping
much.
out of that, then you're gonna be fine. Unless you're eating like a bunch of potatoes. Like you should like pick sweet potatoes instead of white potatoes. You know what I mean? There's certain vegetable picks that you would probably be better off with. Like people think carrots are good for you. Well, the phytonutrients that exist in the carrots, I think it's lutein or I forgot what it is that's helpful for your eyes and whatnot.
Yeah.
Um, the carrot unfortunately has like 40 grams of sugar. So it's because it's all starch. And if you
Yeah.
eat it, you can still spike your insulin.
I eat things like rice, beans. I can eat any type of meat. I'm trying to limit my pork intake and beef
Right?
intake because pork is it's not good for you, man. It's
Pork
just
some
not.
Yakub shit. That's fine.
That's some Yakub shit. But yeah, I'm more of a chicken guy. Like I'll eat chicken, bacon,
Yeah,
of course,
absolutely.
not fried.
I was about to make a joke.
Dude, I'll eat fingernails if you let me.
What?
I'm hungry. We're talking
said
food.
like
I'll
what-
eat pork, bacon, fingernails,
Give me
You
chicken
name it.
fingers?
chicken. No, man. Okay, chicken
He'll eat
fingers. That sounds good.
fingernails. No,
Yeah, man.
I like what Dave Chappelle said when he's like, what is wrong with liking fried chicken? If you don't like fried chicken, there's something wrong with you.
Yeah, there's something wrong with you, bro. Who doesn't like
What
chicken?
are we talking? Deep fried? That's even better.
Oh,
Any kind of
absolutely.
chicken.
Just drop
Man,
it
my
in that
favorite-
lard.
My favorite place is Church's Chicken. We've got them down here, and well, we have them in Tampa. This place is so good.
Church's chicken.
Hell yeah, dude! I was raised on that shit. I used to live in Florida when I lived in Tampa. I grew up on 22nd and Martin Luther King, and there was a Church's Chicken on that corner. And every Friday night, my pops used to bring that home to us. Like I grew up in pretty much the fucking hood, essentially, in Tampa, but they've cleaned up that area since then.
So they put the Navy dudes in the hood of Tampa.
No, that was when I was with my real father up until 11, and then
okay.
my mom married a Navy man, and then we got
Oh, that's
moved around the
awesome.
country.
Yeah.
Yeah, I grew up. Yeah, I had a nice stable like from age 11. I was in the same house. My grandmother was around. Like I had a good stable situation, but we were still kind of in the hood in this old house. But then I moved all over the place when she married the Navy guy.
Yeah, I usually try to avoid chicken because of the voodoo problems.
Voodoo problems. What are
Well,
talking about?
anytime they do like spells and and then I got those pagan people with their spells and witchcraft. And always a chicken, dude. Like you watch X
blood.
Files and it's like a chicken.
Yeah, I know what you're talking about. Or a
And
pig.
then they
Yeah.
put like a chicken leg on and draw things with blood and. So I feel
Yeah.
bad for chickens. They get the bad rap.
Dude, that voodoo shit is crazy. Well, my last employers, I was working for a Haitian television station out of Miami, and I was doing advertising and certain business things for them. Well, there was two older women. It was a doctor from Haiti and a businesswoman who was like high up in the Chamber of Commerce. That's the people who owned the company. And they were proper, but they were still Haitian. You know what I mean? They grew up from Haiti. They got to go to education and they moved around and whatnot. But they're still from, like they were in that craziness. Because Haiti is crazy. People have no idea how fucking crazy that
Hey,
place
that
is.
rhymes, man. Haiti's crazy.
Haiti is crazy. It is.
Yeah,
dude.
that's right.
But so they were telling me, we were talking about religion and stuff one day, and she mentioned voodoo in passing as if it was completely normal, like I mentioned Baptist or something. And I stopped her and I'm like, wait a second, is voodoo like a thing down there? She said, oh my God, yes. She said the poorer people there, the lower socioeconomic people, they practice voodoo, but there's a white voodoo and there's a dark voodoo. She said you always see the dark voodoo in movies and stuff like that, but this is an actual belief system that they have down there, and they do it constantly. I think that woman put a voodoo spell on me actually, but that's a whole other story.
No, she's absolutely right. Because my my father's side is the Dominican Republic, right? That's like
Oh,
the
yeah.
other side of Haiti.
Yep.
And he always explains like they're into that shit, like heavy voodoo, all that type of shit.
Yeah.
That's why he theorized that the earthquakes hit and shit.
Dude, Hart made those earthquakes happen.
Yeah.
But you know, there's a shit.
Well,
What is this?
that's why, you know, they'd be sitting in their, White House practicing voodoo. And then they call up Harp and say, okay, man, let's set up the machines. Let's get, that's why the Navy rolls around.
Hey,
That's why all those emails got deleted.
Yeah, actually, the Clintons robbed Haiti after that earthquake. It's really fucked up. It was funny because I was working with these women during the election, and I just asked them about Clinton or Trump or whatever. And as soon as I mentioned Clinton, they're like, "Fuck that bitch! Oh my god!" Da, 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 and told us she stole like $300 million from all the charities that were going out to Haiti with hers. But okay, so Pat Robertson, the guy who runs the 700 Club, you know what I'm talking about?
Not really, but it's
Okay.
making sense already.
If you see a picture of him, you'll know exactly who I'm talking about. He's a TV personality for Christianity in America here.
Oh,
He
okay.
runs the 700 Club. Well, anyways, after the Haitian earthquake, he goes on national television and says that Haiti had made a pact with the devil in the early 1900s, and ever since then, they've been cursed. And this is why the earthquake happened. It's so fucked up, dude. It's so fucked up.
Huh.
But they
What
do
about
practice
hoodoo?
a lot.
Anybody know anything about hoodoo?
Hoodoo.
Hoodoo.
What do you do? What do you do?
I don't know. I just saw someone type that, so.
Yeah, hoodoo's like voodoo, but it's more the African. I guess voodoo's very like Christianity. Almost like there's it's like most magic. It's to do with intent, or to do with like love spell, this spell, that spell.
Yeah.
Not to do with the person doing it, really.
Yeah, for sure. It's about the intention behind it. We were talking last night, actually, P. Mars and I, we were talking about the blood over intent situation, Turq.
Yeah.
And one thing I had read yesterday, somebody in Devin Magdy's new video, he laid it out. He's like, look, I used to be a dark occultist. Let me fucking break this down. Blood is power because of death. Like, it's injury, it's death. It's a negative way of gaining energy. Yes, it's powerful, but you shouldn't be using it for a positive meme, so to speak. Like, I shall bring heaven on earth. Here, I'm going to stick myself and put blood on it. But then he goes one step further and he says, if you really want it to work, it's supposed to be semen over intent or vaginal fluid over intent. And he said the positive
Semen
sexual.
over
Listen, I'm going to start a whole thing. I'm going to name myself like partially luminous. I'm going to call myself partially luminous. And that's all quasi means, by the way. But,
Almost
and I'm gonna,
luminous.
yeah, almost luminous. And I'm going to start doing the semen over intent. But that's essentially what the guy was explaining. He's like, look, it's life force, it's creation.
It's a bunch of dudes jerking off.
Semen over intent.
Oh my
But
god.
the guy explained,
Jizz over intent.
Jizz over.
Well, that's what Crowley did. So
No, Crowley mixed them.
But it's very cooking, yeah.
Crowley mixed both of them. Now, Crowley mixed both of them. You know, like this, I get where he's coming from. It's a life force energy. It's powerful if you understand like sex magic or rather tantra and that kind of thing. So that makes sense to me. I don't know if I'm going to go out and do it, but it makes sense to me. But it's definitely magic. But Uncle doesn't believe in that kind of stuff. That's all silly nonsense.
That's more feasible than a flat Earth to me. To be honest, I mean, I explored things. I got whacked down for it. I almost convinced myself, and then yeah, it is what it is. But
yeah, it's fun to think about, man. That's my whole thing.
Dude, I don't dismiss like demons and ghosts and spirits and shadow dudes and there's shit that people see that's unexplainable.
there's a YouTube content creator. His name's The Black Child, and he just put up a video 4 weeks ago with this woman, Azealia Banks. I'm not sure who she is. I think she's in the hip.
Celia Banks? That doesn't even sound real.
Yeah.
Oh, I'm sorry. Go ahead.
And well, she I think she's involved. What is she? Do
Wait,
know
did
who
you say
she is?
Azalea Banks?
Yeah. Do you know who that is? I don't know. Who the
Dude,
hell
she
that is.
makes one. Honestly, she has one of my favorite songs ever made,
Okay,
ever
so
in the entire
Oh
world.
my god.
No, I'm telling you, that's
gotta
one
be
track.
kidding me.
One track.
Which track?
One track.
Here, I can show this on.
Here, let me pull
stream.
it up. Azalea Banks, 212. The
She
fucking
Oh my
track
God.
212 goes so hard.
she practices. What is it called? Bruja.
Putting
Bruja.
maybe she's definitely in that occult shit.
No,
I'll tell
like
you
she
that.
live streamed herself cleaning up this chicken blood in the corner of this room.
Really?
Yes.
Oh my god.
Chicken blood. See what I
No,
mean?
don't
I'll bring
play.
up
Don't
chicken.
play music. Don't play music, dude.
Fair use
No,
to the
this track's
original
dope.
artist by the name of Azealia Banks, broadcasted by, for educational purposes. You should be fine now. If you give full credit to the author and full credit to,
Okay.
I forgot the rules now. I read it.
Well, it's not necessary, but Big L knows what track I'm playing. That you hating on that track, Big L?
I mean,
Or you just hating on Azalea?
The beat sounds good. It's pretty catchy, but come on.
It's a good track. I don't like her other shit. All right. Maybe that's the white boy in me coming out. But that shit, that rides out in a club. People go nuts over that song.
She's really big with the whole LGBT community.
Yeah, I heard she's like,
Brujeria.
What is the
That's what it's called.
what is it called? Let me pull this up.
Brujeria. BRUJ.
Where's she from? Somebody pull up. She's either Haitian. I think she's Haitian.
Bruja what?
If she's Haitian, it makes
Brujeria.
sense.
BRUJERIA.
Oh, there it is. Here, let me find out where she's at. Zoe Banks. Why don't you like her? I'm just curious. I know she's kind of a cunt sometimes.
I just don't like her music. I don't really care about the
It's her
personality.
satanic altar.
It says that she was born in Brooklyn. No, New York Banks.
But her
New York
parents-
City Banks. Yeah, Harlem. She was raised in Harlem. But she might be coming from. Dude, she's got a fucking Twitter account called Bible Girl 666.
Go to her early life.
What?
It should tell you where her parents are from.
No, that's not her. Now, there's some fucking weird people out there.
Wait, I'll do it.
Yeah, find it real quick.
Let
I
me
got
be
like.
part of that voodoo thing.
Yeah, what is this brujeria shit? Oh shit, Azalea Banks doing the whole sacrificing chickens in closets and shit.
Yeah.
What? She live streamed. She got goggles on, cutting
Yeah.
up chickens. What the fuck? Do you want to see the video? Here.
See what I mean about chicken? You guys thought I was
Dude.
joking around. I kinda
No,
was.
I'm not.
I know
Come
people
on.
do it.
There it is. Click on that shit and present that. I've never seen this before.
Yeah, I showed it. I showed it on stream.
Oh, you already showed it?
Yeah. I showed some images of it.
Oh my god, this woman is crazy. Sacrificing animals for your gain is the wackest shit I've ever heard. That's crazy.
Oh man, I'm telling you, man, chickens, you gotta leave them alone. They're provided by the demons and devils.
It's the whole karma thing. If you eat a chicken, you'll become one in the next life and get eaten.
Yeah, you're fine
Oh,
with bacon
yeah.
and stuff, but no, I don't know. Apparently, lamb's like another of those voodoo.
That's right.
Yeah, she's just doing black magic rituals and shit. That's fucking crazy. Yeah, so
Yeah.
remember guys, blood over intent is evil. It needs to be semen over intent.
There you go.
Then we can escape to the glory hole, everyone.
I mean,
Where the candy
that's
cane
why
goes
Clinton was
in.
impeached, man. He was, he was chugging those cigars and trying to do some demonic spells, though.
Yeah, he's definitely. All these guys at the top, man, they're all practicing this dark magic. I can assure you.
Demonic practice is evil.
Simonic. I just caught it. That's
That's
fucking
good. I
dope.
had to use it twice.
That's good.
Oh man!
Cena
Oh,
was
my
Simonic.
files are almost done, so I'm gonna bid farewell and rejoin my couch with my lovely lady.
All right.
All right, brother. Hey, man, it's good talking to you.
Hey, you have fun with that sex doll. All right. You take her to
All
nice
right,
dinner
man. I
tonight.
will.
And
I will.
Uncle, just before you go, I heard that the Earth might be flat or some shit.
Some shit like that.
Just letting you know.
Yeah, just look into the double clit experiment. Tell me
Yeah.
what you find.
Whoa! All right, I might actually be into that one.
Good God.
No, it might
Oh
even
my
have a
God.
firmament, inverted firmament that on occasionally.
Yeah, look into the glory holeless effect too.
Yeah, the spermament is something that we have to investigate.
Yeah, and erection perspective too.
And remember, avoid the Simonic cultures, man. Those.
And look into smegma on tanis.
Okay,
All right.
Stonehenge is cloned.
Stonehenge is fake.
It's not what you
Fake.
think it is.
Oh, man, that's funny.
All right, I gotta go, guys.
All right, bro.
Thanks,
Take care.
Thanks for stopping by.
All right, man. Big cuddles to everybody.
Aw. Yeah, but remember, Stonehenge is fake.
That's
you can't,
right.
And if you disagree, you're banned.
You're banned. Totally banned.
What are we on Poncho's channel all of a sudden, or what?
We're sharing his values for. Yeah, at
Oh,
this
that's
moment.
right. We gotta
Taking
know
this in a
some of
new
those,
direction.
Yeah, taking a totally new direction.
I still remember that. I think the first time I ever met Cathexis, it was under a different account that had the old.
Oh, the dick
penile-
earth.
Yeah, the penile earth.
Dude, I forgot about that. Yeah, I had like this great conversation, like philosophical conversation with you, and I got my Dick Earth account up. It was hilarious.
Yeah, things were fun back then because we're all new.
Yeah, definitely. He just chuckled and left.
What a troll.
He's such a subtle troll. Such a subtle troll.
Hey, that's a good one, right? That's a new experiment added to the Dick Earth reality. You
What,
guys let
the
that go, huh?
Simonic,
What was
what,
that?
Simonic, how do you put it?
The double clit experiment.
The double clit experiment is pro. That's a good one, man. I haven't
What
thought of
about,
that one.
What would you call smegma on tanis?
No,
What
I
is
see.
it?
I don't like that word actually. I try to stay away from that. That one's a bit too crude. So I try to go with just sigma on taint is like taint.
Yeah.
Yeah, that's how I try to go with.
Hmm.
But that's
What
just me.
about, I had another one. I forgot what it called it. I'll remember it.
So all right, let's talk about
Let's talk about turkeys.
twerking.
Turkeys.
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 Jive turkeys? Are you a jive turkey?
Turkeys. Turkeys.
Oh,
Survived
turquoise.
Thanksgiving.
Twerk eyes.
Yo, so like, did you ever have beef with Poncho? It seemed like it for a little bit.
Who, me?
No turkeys.
Turkeys.
Me. It seemed they had been for me.
Yeah, they thought that he had something to do with Tim Osmond coming in because he was the last one up. And even Tim Osmond said, "Love you, Turk, but you gotta go," and kicked him out. So immediately he was like, "Hey, since we got sniped and these guys aren't around, I'll go ahead and put a hangout up." And so by him doing that, Vinny went on this like 45-minute tirade, calling him every name in the book, trying to steal his people by making a hangout, and he thought he had something to do with it. So they kind of demonized him and made up a bunch of shit about him. It was really weird. Did I get that right?
Pretty much. I've not been on for a couple of weeks, so I don't know what they've been saying about me.
I've heard it a couple times that they were like, I think he had something to do with it. It's
Yeah.
stupid. It's stupid.
Yeah, it sucks, man.
Oh, fun. Just a
It
reaction.
sucks what a little power does to your head.
You can play your guitar over
Oh.
here if you want.
Maybe they're Scientologists over there.
God damn
All right, so what topic? What next?
It's okay because we know who made Scientology anyways.
Yeah, the Black L. Ron Hubbard.
El Ron Hoya Bembe.
He was a black man.
That's a nice YouTube account, by the way. Who's gonna make that?
Dude, I need to make some troll accounts. I don't. The only one I have is the Dick Earth account. I need to make them.
I got
Do we
the
troll-
Piss Mars. I got the Bobby Digital one.
You got Piss Mars.
Yeah, I
Fuck,
got
man.
Piss Mars. I got Posh Nigga. I got
I'm surprised you didn't bring that cat out today with Posh.
Oh, they
Bloke.
banned it.
Oh, they did. Oh, yeah.
They banned
Ugdina
it.
said. Yeah, Ugdina said I don't want any racism in here today. And apparently that's a racist word to say,
it. What word?
nigga.
Oh. God, I'm so sick of that word.
Yeah. Gold all in my chain. Gold all in my ring.
Ooh.
Don't believe me, just watch.
Pop the Molly. I'm sweating.
Woo! Dude, I love that track back in the day. I had a shitload of trap remixes of it. And so, but the main track was still good. But no, I had a set. That was when I moved to Denver. I was just wilding out with that and that 212 track I had on repeat too. I don't know how come you don't like that. That beat is amazing.
What for? Gold all on my chain.
No, the 212 track. For
It,
Rosario.
like I get what you're saying. Like the whole electro.
It's
vibe,
hot. Yeah.
It's it is very clubby.
Yeah, and that's where I come from, though. Like, see, I look at music in two different ways. Like, there's listening music, and then there's turned up music. Like, shit that gets you going, high energy, get you dancing in a club, or get you, you put on when you're, at home and you want to, like, clean your fucking house or something. You know what I'm saying? Like, there's music I'll sit and want to listen to, and it's not so much, like, makes me want to move or anything like that. But there's definitely, like, club music, and I respect it within its own context. A lot of people, I guess they don't look at it that way because my brother's like, how do you listen to this stuff? I'm like, because I value it differently. I come from doing drum and bass and like dark electro breaks when I was a DJ.
Check it. I had I don't know what you would call it. I guess an electronic music phase. I loved it, bro. It was dope. But my style was more like I used to like hard style. You know what that is?
Yeah, you told me. Yeah, that
shit was dope, bro. That shit used to hit hard.
Dude, it is. I had it was one of those guilty pleasures that I never really told people about. Was back in like 2007, I found a radio station that played hardstyle, and dude, I used to play World of Warcraft and just crank hardstyle while I was PvPing and shit, like killing other people. It was fucking fun, man. And that came from, there was a type of music called gabber. Gabber was really fast. It was like 210 beats per minute. It was like this German shit. And it was usually really dark. And they slowed it down a little bit, but they kept the sounds.
Trance was dope too.
Yeah. Especially, there's some songs that, because when I was doing the clubs, when I was playing in clubs and going to clubs and shit back from 98 until about 2005, it was in Florida, so it wasn't. See, my style of music was drum and bass, which was very niche. There was only a small little community of people who liked drum and bass, but everybody else liked breaks, electro breaks, and trance. So if I went into any club, there would be trance music. There would be, good top music being played, but it wasn't the style that I was into. But now, because of all the experiences I had at those clubs and with people with that music around me, if I'm listening to like a mix and an old trance song comes on that like had me at a right moment before, dude, it's amazing. I'll put that shit on repeat, and it's just like so I can respect the music. It's trance is very powerful because it's extremely moving. That's the whole point of it.
They all got their every genre has their good and their bad, I guess.
Oh, definitely, yeah. Drum and bass got a lot of bad shit.
I'm like a hip hop junkie, so I guess I'm kind of biased, but I appreciate other music. Like I couldn't imagine myself listening to like heavy metal and shit like that.
Nah, I can't
But if
do
you
it.
hear it while watching a fight or something,
Yeah, I know what you mean. Like, let the bodies hit the floor.
like
You're
shit
like in a
like that.
movie.
Yeah.
But I can't. For some reason, I can't. Guitars don't vibe with me very well. Like, I like a good. If okay, let's say I'll put it this way: if death metal didn't have anybody screaming over it or anybody
Oh
talking
man.
over it, that shit would be fire. That shit would be amazing. But I can't stand this like white boy angry angst bullshit where I don't know, it just seems silly to me. But I was like a genre kid back then. Yeah, I don't understand it. That and country
That's
music.
that's Yakub's music for sure, bro.
You goddamn right, for sure. Yeah, they all get demonic and shit with it. But you see, back in like 96, 97, I was listening to Big L. Literally, I was listening to Big L, Wu Tang, Jurassic 5, Dilated Peoples, Most Def, Talib Kweli, um, shit. These were like the underground New York cats mostly, and that's we call it was called backpack hip hop for some reason back then, like where I was at.
Backpack rapping shit.
Yeah, backpack rap. It was called for some reason, but it was more like conscious and elevated. You know, they were talking about real shit, and because back then, Master P was like the mainstream. You know, like,
Yeah.
and like I couldn't stand it. You turn on the radio, and you've got use a hoe
Yeah,
and shit
that's
like
why
that.
they call it backpack rap, because it's like they focus more on the lyrics, the flow, and shit.
Yeah,
That's why it's called
absolutely.
backpack.
There's an artistry to it, and there is a ton
Yep.
of conscious rap nowadays.
I just find it funny how, like you and P Mars know more about like that type of music than my nigga friends. Like they don't, I don't know. They like listening to the new artists, I guess. They don't like the old school shit. Like fucking P Mars listened to the Bobby Digital album. I don't know anybody who's listened to that shit.
Hell yeah, dude. Dude, my
So
friend,
what the fuck?
my best friend, he was a DJ. He was a turntablist though. Like he scratched and did beat juggling and shit. And I met him when I was 15, and he had a set of techniques and a bunch of this type of hip hop. You know what I mean? Like all those records I mentioned, all those artists. So I got it from him, and then he was the one who was like, "Yo, you should DJ," because I was wanting to produce music, but it cost so much money back then. This was before, Reason and Fruity Loops and all this stuff. Computer music wasn't there yet. So I had to buy a synthesizer, a sampler, a drum machine, an effects box.
Y'all needed
what
a
I'm saying?
shitload of shit back then.
Yeah, and like, cause the first shit that I really got into when I was like 12, 13 years old was Prodigy. Now this was before they came out with, listen, this is before they came out with Smack My Bitch Up and shit. If you go listen to old Prodigy,
Prodigy
you'll know
from Mobb Deep?
exactly. No. That cat took the fucking name.
I was
No.
about to say.
Prodigy was a electronic music group from like '93 until they're actually still around, but from the UK. I know you'll know the song "Smack My Bitch Up" or "Breathe." If you heard the riff, you'll know exactly what it is. Everybody's heard it because it's been in movies and shit. But before they sold out, their 2 albums before, they're timeless, dude. I could put on Prodigy right now and just be legit to listen to it on repeat for the next 2 days. That's just
dope.
Dude, that's just for me, because that was from 12, 13, 14 into 15, that was what I was wanting to do. And if you look at dude, Liam Howlett is the leader of Prodigy, and if you look at how he produces his music, or at least how he does his live stage show, he's got like 14 synthesizers on this like crazy rack with like 3 samplers and like a bunch of effects, and he stands behind a wall of electronic music equipment and just fucking tears the thing down. So when I was a kid, I wanted to do that. I was like, oh my God, I want to make music, do electronic music. So I saved up $600 for my first job. Instead of buying a car, instead of saving it up, I went out and I bought an Alesis QS6 synthesizer when I was 16 years old.
That's some nigga shit right there. Instead of buying a car, you buy fucking music equipment. That's some nigga shit right there.
Listen, it gets worse. So That was $580, and I got it home and I had a blast with it, but I couldn't record anything. I didn't have a 4-track or a DAT. I didn't have anything to put it into, and I'm like, well, shit. What do I need next? And it was a drum machine, a sampler, all this. I was like $2,000 away from being able to do this properly. And so I, like, in all sadness, returned the synthesizer. And I was like, okay, what am I going to do? And then my friend Eric was like, you should get turntables. So I got a cheap turntable package that everything, the mixer and everything, came to like $550. Had it shipped to me. It was fucking amazing. Went out and bought my first records. Started learning how to beat match and all this shit.
Oh,
and then,
man.
and then when like Reason and Ableton and shit came out in like 2001 to 2003, I built a badass computer and built a studio and started learning on that, had a MIDI controller and whatnot. And then I pretty much stopped DJing because I was up in clubs from 99 until 2002. And then I ended up stopping because I was working solely on production. And so that's my history with that. But it was all drum and bass mainly. I don't know if you've ever heard good drum and bass before.
Yeah. That's just
Yeah,
dope,
but
bro. That shit goes hard.
yeah, dude. I was listening like a lot of Ed Rush and Optical, Conflict, Renegade Hardware Records. Like if you go, dude, I would love to fucking play a set now. Like let people hear the type of shit that I was into back then. Because in 1998, 1999, nobody heard these sounds before. This is what was so creative about it, is because we were doing things that hadn't been done yet. And I'm not just saying that. Like, seriously, if you go listen to the music in 1998 that I'm talking about, nobody was making these sounds. And it was because we were pushing the limits of electronic music. Then in 2004, what happened? Fucking dubstep, these white boy rage kids from the United States, took all the sounds from drum and bass and slowed it down to 70 beats per minute and fucking made this, like, Skrillex. You know what I'm talking about? You've heard Skrillex, right?
Yeah, I think Skrillex is probably the person who popularized it.
He's a
Yeah, that's what I'm saying.
Scientologist.
He is a Scientologist, and he's also a Luciferian. But those sounds are from drum and bass. Yeah, those sounds are from drum and bass. So what they did was they robbed an entire sound and then put it into their own different type of style, which I guess that's creation. That's the way things work. Yeah. But they all the little rage white kids who wanted to fucking like bang their head into the concrete because of all this wobbleness, like that went and they just destroyed it, in my opinion. So we're here in it's like post dubstep, post drum and bass, like electronic music community right now, where it's all trap.
Yeah,
it's trap and electro house and future house.
I always thought trap came from dubstep.
Came from Atlanta, son. Trap came from fucking Atlanta in 1995, 1996. The beat structure that they took to make this music came from that particular group of music. If you go back and listen to Outkast, especially like Outkast's albums, they have like 4 or 5 trap songs in their albums, each one of them, and it's amazing. But they took that beat structure and then they put electronic elements on top of it, and it's amazing. Dude, trap fucking bangs. I absolutely love it. So, like, I'll give him credit for that, but yeah, all the other scenes kind of fell off. Those are pretty much the only ones that I see now is just future house, trap, like chill trap, and drum and bass is not on the radar anymore, even though some people do it.
I understand why trap became so big. Like, people want to party to the music and just dance. Like, I guess they got tired of the conscious, intellectual, lyrical rap shit. Like, they don't want to.
Well, nobody was listening to that, though. Come on, man. Everybody was wanting to hear Lil Jon and fucking, party and talk about liquor and shit. The mainstream, at least. You know what I mean? Like, trap music, they acclimated it because it brought in the hip-hop community. This is why I thought it was such a good idea, because you had the electronic music guys who were doing a lot of, back in 2009 to 2012, it was all a lot of electro house and shit, but it was real white boy. There were no, like, black people to be found at these raves, except for, like, maybe, a couple. And once they took trap music and they started acclimating it to electronic music, in about 2012, all of a sudden, the entire community mixed. and it was beautiful. That's what I want. I want, you know, like a multi cultural, diverse community. And you saw hip hop cats go into electronic music shows because they like that trap artist, and then vice versa. So I think overall it was a good idea. And I don't know, man. I don't think it's run its course yet. I still think trap music's fucking amazing. I think they're doing a good job with it.
Yvette asks
That's
you if
right.
you remember something.
What is it? I'm on my phone right now.
Let's see.
But yeah. So electronic music has been my forte. Oh, and sorry, Ed. I can't stand.
Soap, what else is there?
Is that a song? Or
Yeah,
something?
do you not remember it?
No. If I've heard
ROYK
it.
SOP.
Oh, yeah, Roy Scott. What is it?
What else is it? What else is there?
Probably. I know Roy Scott very well. It's he's great, dude. He's like a weird French dude, I think. He did that song. God, it became famous. I forgot. It was used in a Geico commercial, actually. One of his songs. I gotta figure that one out. Hold on a second. But yeah, Roy Scott's great. I like him. Remind Me. There's a song called Remind Me. You should check that out. Roy Scott, Remind Me. That's the song. Everybody knows it. I guarantee it. If you heard it, you know it. Exactly. But yeah, there's so much good music out there, but people always go down the wrong... I don't know. I think people who are into genres are missing out. Like if you're a genre kid, because I used to be that way. I used to, it's drum and bass only. That's it, man. I'm a D&B head, jungle for life. Like that was how I was when I was younger.
Like music snobs. I kind of don't give a fuck.
No, that's what I'm saying. Now it's changed for me, where I think all elements are great. So, yeah. I think that's what's happening right now is there's been a merging of all these different cultures. Yeah, Vet, this song's great.
Yeah, I got freaked out when I learned about all like the demonic shit in the music industry, and I started listening to video game music for a long time.
Yeah, I heard.
Yeah.
Ed, what's up, Ed?
Peace to the gods.
Yeah, man, you're talking about Bobby Digital earlier, man. That shit's fucking hot as hell, man. I forgot about Bobby Digital.
That's just dope.
Hey, sorry to talk shit about some metal, but it's just a preference.
Fuck that. I see. You hate only the most intricate and technical fucking style of music.
Hey, I'll give it that. I will give it that, but it's not.
Dude, the vocals are dog shit.
The vocals, dude, it's fucking. Oh, I can't do it, man.
I'll tell you what I respect about like rock and shit like that. Like they actually use they're a band, so they each play their own instrument, which is pretty cool.
You play music in the background? What was that?
What?
I could have sworn I heard like a bird in the background, like Look a Pig or some shit. I think it was music though.
I'm sending you a link, Big L, for a song I think Spec wants you to listen to.
All right, dope.
Yeah, Big L, I get you with like the whole band and shit being live, but man, I've been let down before. I played with some bands that like have some fucking clout and like they're just fucking playing the tracks and shit like that. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Like to have all their fucking music, like the drums will be pumping through the PA and it's like always on time, and the drummer really just needs to look like he's playing it, and it's disgusting.
Here's my question: how does a band record a song? Is it individually? Is it like together in separate studios?
Well, you
like,
can all do it individual tracks now. I mean,
yeah, you can
have a guy.
Yeah, you can do all that. I ran a studio for 10 years, man. So usually what I'll do is I'll have like the guitarist play like a click track or something, and just do like a scratch track and like have him play along with the drummer to the click, and then I'll drop whatever drums I recorded, and then I'll use the guitar as a reference and record the drums specifically. That way, there's no guitar and no bleed coming out from any other instruments or whatnot.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah, you can do it individually. The guy could be at his house and send you the WAV file, or you could
really easy.
do it together. The software is crazy.
Yeah, I'm actually I've been thinking about I'm trying to get the fucking live stream shit set up, but I think I got to do some shit. But I'm gonna do some live mixing. I'm thinking about.
There's a couple software platforms that are actually more tuned for that. That guy Tone Overdrive and the other guy Wambra, they use, I think it's called Discord, It's
Yeah,
a
it's a video game, like speak
Yeah.
or whatever.
no. It's like Hangouts, but the
Oh,
the
yeah.
latency problem isn't there, and the quality is super high. So
Yeah, but
you
it's for
can
video games.
It is
yeah,
for
but you
video
can
games.
use it to jam with other people better than Hangouts, is what I'm saying.
Yeah, you still got to beat the latency problem though.
That's what I think it resolves. It does.
Yeah, I think. Well, no, there's still going to be initial latency, but I think I have that shit figured out though. If somebody comes in with like a sock account and they're playing like a click, and the latency goes into the hub, and it'll be fucking worked out by the time it hits everywhere else. I don't know. I've been thinking about trying that shit.
Well, it'd be great, man. I mean, now that we've gotten to this point with communication, we could jam.
Might as well, right? But
yeah, what
I've
they were
seen,
doing at Free Chan was actually pretty good for the most part. They handled the latency just fine in a lot of occasions.
Yeah, you got to play jazz at that point in the game. You got to play in front of it and figure out where everybody's going.
Yeah. But yeah, I need to work on more music, man. I think I'm just being lazy. I really do. I
I'm
just
really
sit at my computer and just be like, what the fuck?
Right, I
wanna
just
do?
stare at YouTube and I'm like, what the fuck am I doing? Shit. Like,
Yeah, what am I doing with my life?
But once I get this live streaming shit up and going, I'm actually gonna do like start to finish like live streams or like tracks. Just because, dude, there's multitudes of multi-track files you can get online. Specifically, Cathexis, if you're looking to actually try to fuck with some other shit, and they have a lot of electronic stuff and hip hop and whatnot. Look up the Cambridge multi-track library, and there's hundreds of fucking groups and bands that submit like whole things. So like when you get the folder, you get like, say if it's a band, you'll get the kick drum, the snare drum, tom 1, tom 2, tom 3, and you can just load your DAW up.
Wow.
And then actually practice mixing with all the files right in front of you.
Is it really Cambridge?
Cambridge, England. In England.
Oh, okay. Gotcha.
Yeah.
That's awesome, man. I'll check it
Yeah,
out.
it's a good and it's got a lot of mixing techniques and shit like that too. It's worth a look. I go there a lot, but
Say it again, Cambridge what?
Cambridge multi-track library.
All right, cool. I'll go there in a second.
Yeah, and they got like where you can download clips, like 30-second clips, and you still get all the files, but just the sections of it, where you can just kind of like play with it a little bit. Or if you want to do whole tracks and shit, like people do like mixing contests, and they'll reference the Cambridge library, and then everybody will go there, get the multi-tracks, and then judges will like go over it or whatever.
Yeah, things have changed so radically in the past 10 years. When I was producing music back from 2003 until 2007 was my peak time frames, and I was working the local clubs and shit. I was be able to make a track and then hear it in the club, that weekend, give it to a friend of mine or play it myself.
Right.
And that was fucking amazing. And back then, nobody was using laptops. There was only like 1 or 2 DJs using CDJs. It was like looked down upon. It was like, you ain't using vinyl. And yeah, you did. I remember
back then, at least.
Yeah, dude. The first time I ever saw a laptop trying to be used was a drum and bass artist named Clute. He came to Orlando. Fucking half the audience left. Not even kidding. They were like, "Oh, fuck this computer. Get the hell. Where's the vinyl? Fuck you." And they all left. So that was a big thing back then. But the internet was nowhere near ready to be able to transfer stuff and work with somebody over the internet, and especially not to promote yourself. SoundCloud wasn't up yet. These platforms weren't up yet. But I got out of the game before all that shit went live, and I feel like I fucked up because I think that that's what I'm saying. Like, I really do. Dude, women, man, they'll fucking sidetrack your ass.
Yeah, they will. Definitely, that's for sure.
Like a lie.
But yeah, when I do these fucking when I do these live streams, I'm gonna give away all the dirty secrets because I'm fucking out the game now, and I'm giving it all away.
Oh yeah,
it's crazy how times have changed, right, Cathexis? You said you had to buy all that fucking equipment, bro. Yep. That beat I have on my channel, I did it all from my phone.
On your phone.
Oh shit.
I did the drums. I used the synthesizers, the keyboard built in. I even mixed and mastered it from the phone. It's crazy, dude.
What program are you using?
It's called Beatmaker 2. It's $10, but I got it free.
Oh yeah. I had that. It's on Android, right? I think I had that on there.
It's for both.
Yeah, something like that. I had that though.
Yeah, it's dope.
Yeah, it's legit, dude. It is. But yeah, things have changed. Like I said, when I first got into it, I was buying synthesizers and samplers and shit. And when Reason, I used Fruity Loops for like 3 months. It was version 0.9, and Reason came out. My friend got a copy of it with a quickness. I don't even know how he did it. And we set up the computer for it. I had a shitty laptop at the time, but I was still working it. Dude, it was so, I don't know, it was so much easier than what I was trying to do to begin with, you know, like with the equipment and stuff. Like all the synths were there, all the drum machine, everything. I was making tracks within 3 weeks. So, yeah, but now I'm using Ableton, which is, in my opinion, far superior than any other software I've seen.
Yeah, Ableton's legit, man. Especially MIDI production, dude. It's top notch.
Dude, it's like Photoshop for music.
Yeah.
Like, it's absolutely insane what you can do with it.
And things have changed so much that all you need now is just a decent MIDI controller, and everything's in the box. Like, I'm going through selling off all my hardware and fucking rack mount gear and shit like that. And like, my plugins, they sound better than most of my hardware gear that rack mount compressors. Dude, I dropped two fucking grand.
All you need is Massive, Serum, and Silent. Those are the only 3 cents you'll ever need, right there. They're beast.
Yeah. Massive's pretty good. The Contact libraries, it's fairly focused out, man. It's got really like wide stereo field sounds, which I like a lot. But the only thing I don't like a lot about it is that everybody has it, and I mean, you can still fucking squeeze fucking diamonds out of it, but still, everybody's got essentially the same relative bass. But you can change the synths and what have you. But I don't know.
No, I know what you mean. Like the dubstep, like, you know, when dubstep went big with Skrillex behind it and whatnot,
it was the same. They were all using 32-second bars, just fucking.
Yeah, dude, that's what I'm saying. It was all the wobbles from fucking Massive that made it happen.
Yeah.
And everybody, you could tell when you heard the song, like, oh, but you see, what was good about it is Massive has that massive sound. You know what I mean? Like, it's huge, it's big, which is not. Dude, that's what I was always seeking when I was making music to begin with. Like, in Reason, in order to get that big sound, you have to make a fucking individual rack with 3 synths, with several fucking boxes of, you know, reverb and delay and all this shit.
Different
just to get that
stereo field and
just to get that big stereo field sound. So it took so much planning of your routing and like how to fix this and fix that. And I had it down. I was doing some big fucking sounds, like right before I quit. But then this comes along, and it's just like the easiest thing to do. And I'm like, God damn it.
Yeah, dude, there's a VST that ruined everything. It's Tune Track came out with Easy Mix 2, well, Easy Mix 1 and Easy Mix 2. And it was like a year ago. And I heard so many people talking about, like, dude, this is just unfair. Like, what the fuck are we doing anymore? And I'm like, yeah, whatever. Never mind. But, like, last year, I ended up buying Easy Mix 2. I had an extra couple $100, and I was like, yeah, I'm going to get some fucking plugins. So I picked up Easy Mix 2 and one of the guitar setting fucking packs that they have. And, like, I load up a multi-track from the Cambridge library, and I was like, all right, well, let's just see what I can do with it. And, like, I'm just, like, throwing the Easy Mix stuff on, and before I even played it, I was just selecting presets on it, and then like I hit the play button. I was like, "You gotta be fucking kidding me with this bullshit video!" Like the shit sounded fucking killer, and I was like, "Dude, I didn't even touch anything. Like I'm just using this one plugin," and I'm like, "God damn, no!"
Yeah,
like it's not
powerful,
even
man.
Anybody with a 4-track recorder that can connect to that has any type of audio editing capability. Like Big Al said, you can do this shit on your phone, and it's still if you have the know-how, you can make good fucking sound records.
That's what I'm saying. It's turning into something different. You know, I look at a guy like Diplo, which I don't know if you people know about, but Diplo was called back in 2006, 2007. He was called the cut and paste king, and what he was actually doing shit that people weren't doing yet. Like I got to give him credit, but what he was doing was controversial in the scenes because he was literally just cut and pasted fucking anything he wanted from any track and putting it over like a basic beat, but it worked. You know what I mean? Like we've gone from creative, starting from scratch to a point where I can just open up one of my sound packs, load up 18 fucking clips.
Yep.
And I got a full hour long set that I can put together on the fly now, but without making anything. Like the making now is the using of these clips.
Right.
You know what I'm saying? Like the creativity goes there.
The skill gap fucking widened.
Big time. Yeah. But it's different now. You know what I'm saying? Like I used to think that was stupid back then, but now if I see people doing it creatively, I think it's good. But it's just a whole new. It's crazy.
It's a different ball game. Sometimes what I've been doing lately is I get into Reason and I start making like electronic sounds, and I still will like I won't even fuck around with like the synths and with MIDI or anything like that in the program file. I'll record like a 32 bar like section of different things, and then I bring it into my DAW and I chop it up like how it used to be, so it still has those cut edges where like reverbs don't tail off and shit like that. And like I still try to make it what the fuck was it called? Like trip hoppy, kind of like that. Do you remember that?
Oh yeah.
Where like instead of, because that was back during all the fucking sample fights, where like you couldn't use sampling anymore because the laws changed. And with trip hop, they would make their own fucking sounds and press their own vinyl and then spin off their own samples.
Yeah, I know exactly what you're talking about.
Yeah, it's kind of what I've been doing. I don't know. It still gives it an authentic kind of feel to me. I don't know. It's my opinion though. Oh yeah. Oh.
Yeah, I gotta fuck with this one. This is my newest one I put up. But like I was saying to you before, in Ableton, there's no clear directive unless you create it yourself. So you have to box yourself in. You have to say, okay, I'm only using these 6 sounds. And if you add any more, you're fucked. Because you just get, like, I actually have on this one that I'm looking at right now, I actually have 4 different songs. 4 different beat structures, 4 different fucking, like, one's a breaks track, you know, and one's a fucking house track, and the other one's like a hip hop track. And it's all just within the same one. And then at that point, it's like, what do I do? I gotta cut. I gotta remove a bunch of shit, you know?
Yep.
So it takes a certain level of focus.
Yeah, dude, I know exactly what you're talking about. Usually what I'll do when I'll set up
tedious almost.
When I set up a Reason file or something I'm working on, like I usually have like kits, like drum kits already fucking mapped out in a folder, and in different folders I have different kits. And, and I'll load a kit, and then I'll find like 8 fucking synths and say I'm only using these because I have 80,000 fucking refill packs, and I don't want to spend 5 hours digging through them.
Yeah. It's that's the thing. I've got 30 gigs worth of sounds, plus all the fucking synths that I can do.
I probably have like 6 gigs of fucking drum samples alone.
Fucking love it. I'll sit and play with synths all day long.
Matthew, shout out to Matthew. He just joined the chat. Do you ever hear him talk about his Pink Floyd? He's got, what has he got? Some obscene number of Pink Floyd. Matthew. You know, Matthew.
Yeah. Matthew Horvath?
Yeah, he was in the chat. He stopped by.
Shout out to Matt.
I know. He's always talking about, he always cracks me up. He's talking about Pink Floyd. He's got, what, like 10,000 albums or some obscene. He's
really?
Yeah,
like
well,
all the Japanese versions.
He's got all the bootleg stuff. He counts that as albums, so he's it's funny.
That's awesome. Yeah, dude, that's awesome.
He's like, he can never have enough Floyd.
That's great, dude.
Can't be doing that anymore. Nobody's gonna sell fucking Japanese versions of records and nothing. Did you hear what Apple's doing in the next 2 years?
No.
They're removing paid for downloads, so pay for your songs on iTunes. Bye-bye. It's all going to be subscription-based, which means the music industry is fucking done.
Wow, that's actually really crazy. Now, I mean, you've got all these other platforms where you could sell your stuff at, but...
Yeah, but it's devout patronage you're talking about now, as opposed to, I have a $10 gift card, let me give a few things a try.
Yeah.
So...
Yeah. No, I know what you mean. Actually, I heard rumors of this like 2 years ago, and this whole subscription based. It was actually Jay-Z's fucking fault with his his whole platform. Yeah. Ugh. Yeah. Well, you know, I never saw the industry as something that it seemed more of like a crapshoot or luck, and I know that's probably a cop out in some way, but you know, as I watched it move, it was almost like you had to know people rather than your stuff would stand on their own merits. Because I knew cats that were doing shit way better, way better.
Yeah.
It's all who you know.
In Hollywood, it's not who you know; it's who you blow.
The casting couch. Yeah. We need. I think music is the best tool we could use to if we want to spread awareness of these things.
I agree.
Down.
I agree.
I don't know. To an extent, people's fucking attention spans are fucking shallow nowadays.
Well, I think that I mean, we talked about this like 432 hertz.
Yeah, you got to make a jingle
neurolinguistic-
like a commercial.
Well, I mean, if you take something with 432 hertz with binaural aspects to it, that has neurolinguistic programming and anchoring with certain messages, like enlightening messages, subtly in there. Like take an Alan Watts quote, but time stretch it for 3 minutes and make that into a pad. Your subconscious will pick up on it. Put some fucking backmasking in there. You know what I'm saying? Like do it. All the shit we know that they're doing to us, flip it and do the positive with it.
Yeah, definitely. I know.
Yeah, I think that's the way I want to approach this now. But that's a really big task. You know what I mean? Like,
right.
I need to really learn quite a bit more and like think about it differently. But that's how I'd like to approach it at this point.
Remember, I really miss Napster. Because I would find I liked how you could go into people's hard drives and look at all their music.
Yeah,
So-
dude, that shit was
Dude.
fucking like
Yeah.
LimeWire.
Mhm.
I used to use one called start with an S. I forget the fucking name of it now. But yeah, dude, those type of sharing were great back then. I used to get tons of stuff.
Because I'd always, like, you search a song you like, and then people who like, the similar music that you tend to like the other music they like, you know what I'm saying? So then you get introduced to all these new songs that you've never heard of or never would have thought to search for.
Yeah, you just
So-
download a ton of shit, man. I used
miss
to, when Spotify was around, well, it's still around, but when it was actually fucking used by everybody, I used to try to fucking cheat the system a little bit, where like I'd make like a bunch of soccer accounts, and I'd make a bunch of like Facebook soccer accounts, and I'd make a bunch of Spotify playlists. And you know how like people can like thumbs up your playlist and shit like that? I'd like jam the thumbs up button so my playlist gets involved with other people's music that is like my band's music. So I would get my shit out to more audiences and stuff.
Yeah, I remember MySpace was huge for the music scene back.
It was, and it still exists. That's what's fucked up. It's actually really good for music, believe it or not. So, but who the fuck goes there? Like, whatever. Like, when you see MySpace links, it's usually like, I'm not clicking this. What is this from? Fucking 2004?
It's like a meme.
Yeah. Yeah, dude, I think the best part about, like, the Napster days, and kids will never know, like, today, but what it was like to accidentally give your computer AIDS. You know what I mean? You download, like, the wrong file, and it's, like, fucking blue screen of death.
No, they get them fancy viruses that are like change your background, your screen, like change everything. Stop your like
hide all your icons or something.
nasty.
I think it's kind of creepy that we're going to be one of the last generations that remembers life before cell phones and internet.
Yeah. This is it. They're gonna be like really old people. Be like, back in my day, we had to plug in pen drives, and now you just do it with your mind or something. I don't know. Store like a universal chip or something that's in you when you're born. I don't know what future holds, but anyway, potentially. It's got potential. Everything we've ever seen, science fiction, like it's got to come from an idea. Like Star Trek and Star Wars with the pneumatic cores. That came from somebody's brain. Like somebody thought of that concept, engineered it, found it could work, and implemented it in sci-fi.
That is a good point. I mean, it is quite a massive cosmology and like conceptualization and whatnot. I definitely give credit. Very imaginative people who have come up with this stuff.
Cathexis, I'm going to give you the leg up on electronic music, right? Well, this is my own personal opinion, right? But if you can develop electronic music so you can have your own show inside of a VR headset,
Oh,
I think
I see
that's,
what you're
I think
saying.
that's where it's heading. I think that's where it's heading, where raves are going to be like, like international.
That's interesting. That's really interesting.
Right, and especially if you could develop a program or something that goes along. Like, think about it. Like, all right, music's gonna change, and just listening to music eventually will get boring. And at some point in time, music's gonna intertwine with something else. Like, I'm just thinking over like how society will really like appeal to it.
That's a really good point. That's really looking ahead.
Right. So if you could make like a fucking like a gig of your own, right, and like record it, like even in a club or something, and then add things to it. Or make it so it can be interactive with people. You know what I mean? Like those.
And do it like the 7.1 surround sound. Mix it down to 7.1.
Exactly. Those fucking PlayStation Move sticks. You can make those things as gay as it's gonna sound, but like glow sticky kind of thing, where people could and interact. And I'm serious about that.
You're right. That'd be money.
That's gonna be something that happens soon.
That's interesting. I never thought of it.
Dude, this week I just got one of those 3D headsets, the Gear VR or whatever. That thing fucking blew my mind, man.
Dude, it's insane.
Yeah, I was like, holy shit. And now I'm thinking about like.
I tried the Oculus Rift, that's it. The Oculus Rift is mind blowing.
Yeah, I mean, they're getting really crazy with some of this stuff.
So have you guys ever seen The Pick of Destiny?
Yeah.
Yeah.
I love that scene when they do the same. They put a tape recorder in a pentagram with candles around it, and they try and like get a song that way. That's fucking funny, man. You ever tried that, Cathexis?
Oh wait, say again.
Oh, that scene in Pick of Destiny. They put a tape recorder inside a pentagram with like candles around it, and they try and summon a song.
That's what they said about the old rock bands back from the '80s when the Satanic Panic was going on.
Yeah, I remember that a couple bands got sued over their. They thought the lyrics made their children commit suicide.
Yeah, and what was it? Frank Zappa came in on a Senate committee hearing, talking about it. I think. Dude, Frank Zappa was awesome. I don't care if he was part of that Laurel Canyon.
It's so weird that he was.
I fucking love that guy.
He comes from Laurel Canyon, but he said some like really interesting shit.
Well, his father was He was a scientist in the military-industrial complex. He was like one of those DARPA scientists and shit.
We were talking
about. That's.
Sorry. We were talking about that like fast-acting cancer. Like, wonder if they used that on him because didn't he sort of get that fast-acting cancer? Or did?
I think so, actually. Yeah.
Maybe it wasn't fast acting, but I know he died of cancer.
Well, anything within 6 months, I would consider fast acting. I'd have to look it up. Let me see what.
And you know what he did with, Arsenio Hall seems to do a lot of like interviews where a lot of truth got out. That's kind of weird.
Yeah, it was 1993. He died of prostate cancer. Let me see. I wonder how long he had it for.
Oh shit!
Who else did?
Oh, fucking balls! Goddamn jackpot, guys.
What you got?
Well, I told myself today I was quitting smoking.
Yeah, smoking weed or smoking cig?
Both, but I fucking failed at both. But
yeah, it happens every day for me.
I think I gotta start not buying weed first. That's where I need to go.
Because once you got it around, you're like, fuck, I still got it around.
Nah, dude, I just busted open my fucking pipe, man, and there's like, I don't know what happened, but there's like a solid fucking eighth in here, and it's not even fucking gooey. It's like greenish.
What?
Really?
Well, yeah, and I'm pretty fucking. I'll hold on a second.
I think you're doing something wrong.
I might drop.
That's funny.
Hey, cool Fox. Shout out to Fox Gal and Yvette. Thanks for stopping by, Fox Gal.
the fuck is going on?
I rip off all over YouTube videos for content. It's like really easy to make a video that way.
Yeah, I'm putting this in the chat or in the side chat or whatever.
What is this? What is it?
I just took a picture of what I'm dealing with here.
Oh,
This thing's like half a fucking birthday cake, dude. I just fucking...
half a birthday cake.
Hell yeah, but the only downside is I just fucking broke my pipe.
Ah, well, at least you can get it out now. Dude, that sucks. That was a big ass pipe.
Yep, and it was
Holy
fucking
shit.
made like a brick shit house, but the holes were way too
Oh my
small. I
god.
paid
Dude, you
$7.
got like fucking 3 weeks worth of resin right there. And
Don't
real
smoke
cake
resin.
well, hey, when you grow up poor, things like that happen, P-Mars.
I don't have any
I
garage.
used to
smoke.
do that back in the day,
Yeah.
but
I guess it's like the crackhead of fucking pot smokers.
nowadays
man.
I'll
Yeah.
just not smoke because that.
If I'm out and I got, I don't mind it. It's not that bad.
I'm quitting. Hey man, I just got hit by the motherfucking tax man, dude. I owe the government. Fuck that. I gotta save my money.
I feel you. Now, there's a time and place. There's a time and place for everything. Same with quitting.
Right? Fucking quitter.
Oh, I actually watched a bunch of Manly P. Hall videos about,
That's right.
and Alan Watt videos about moderation and dealing with that addiction. And
You need
stuff.
to have moderation when dealing with moderation.
Alan Watts said some clever shit. He said, Lucifer is a fallen angel, so he's very clever, and you probably don't want to let him know your plan. So he talks about not thinking about, I guess, not quitting it, just sort of putting it out of your mind, so you don't even make a decision, yes or no, or something like that.
If you declare your intent, then they'll know, kind of thing.
Yeah, it's like if you say, I'm not... He's like, Lucifer will tempt you. It's like when you declare war against Lucifer, I'm not going to be tempted anymore, then that's when
Oh, he's like, really? I'll show you.
the devil will come in with his tricks, right? But if you just kind of like... I guess that's what Alan Watt's point.
here's
If you
what's
don't,
fucked up
you
about
don't let him know that you're going to avoid temptation by just kind of, I don't know, not thinking about it or not thinking about quitting and just not having the question
Well, here's
come
what's
up in
fucked
your
up
mind.
about that. I was raised that way by my mother. My mother was very paranoid about never letting the devil know your intention. So if I would say, and it was to a fault, trust me, because if I would say, oh, I'm going to go do this, and then I'm going to be, I'm going to get on the baseball team, and I'm going to do this, and like anything if I said anything positive, she would reprimand me in a way. She'd be like, don't say that. Don't say it out loud, because Satan will mess with you.
She didn't want to
And,
raise a braggadocious son.
Dude, it's the most confusing thing when you're 9, 10 years old. You know what I'm saying? So yeah, I dealt with that growing up. I don't think that that's necessarily the best way to think. I think declaring your intention is just fine if you're strong enough spiritually. But I get your point.
You got to do blood over intent first, though. I mean,
No, it's semen over intent.
Oh my god.
I'm seriously going to make an account called Partially Luminous and then do the whole semen over intent.
Pseudo-luminous.
Pseudo-luminous, nice. Dude, how are people...
Sample the fuck out of a video and be like, semen over intent.
That's what I'm gonna do. I'm gonna do his whole. I'm gonna cut out all these things from magazines and use, glue sticks and shit. And be like, you see, it's everywhere, guys. It's everywhere. We gotta go to the center of the dish. What you gotta do? See, you're fucking retards. You're dead already. What you have to do is you have to do semen over intent. Okay? You're fucking retards.
You could use that.
No way you can mess it up. There's no way we can mess this up, guys.
No way you mess this up. Just go bust a nut.
Put it in the center of the dish. That's all you need to do.
Where the candy cane goes in the middle of the glory hole. Go, bust the nut.
Cathexis is talking about Quasi-Luminous. He's a flat earther, right? A YouTuber. And he made a video that...
he's made 1,000 videos.
About blood. He's made 1,000 videos about writing in blood. Like, basically you want to make a heaven
Sign
on earth.
in blood. Yeah, sign in blood.
And it sounds like you're making a pact with the devil.
It is.
Yeah. There's.
He calls himself Satan. He calls himself the Prince of Darkness. He calls himself Lucifer.
I wonder if because they know there is a bunch of Christians in the flat Earth communities, and then they try and sneak in this like Luciferian
That's what I'm saying.
shit. What the
I
hell?
really think that's what it is. I think it's a psyop in itself. I think he's not like I think he looks dangerous, and what he's saying is dangerous. When you see a 10-year-old kid doing blood over intent, sorry, it's unacceptable. He's got 65,000 fucking subs, and a ton of people putting up their blood over intent on the Ethernet. It's fucked up, man. My opinion.
Yeah, it doesn't seem like something good is going to come from that. It's just...
Yeah, they're ready to go to the center of the dish. In 2 years, they're going to go, and they need 144,000, and then they're just going to jump into a portal that apparently is there.
It's like they double think, right? Where they have this idea, they believe in blood over intent, and they realize that blood has an occult power to it, but then at the same time they think no one died at 9/11. It's like, what the fuck?
Well, not all of them, but yeah, I know what you're talking about. Yeah, it's weird. It really is, and I think it's dangerous. Now, I've said it before, but Quasi's actually sent me a private message telling me how much of a retard I am. It's fucking hilarious. He's actually subbed to me.
Guys, I just want to say, I'm not suicidal or anything. But if I don't come back tomorrow, the res got me, dude.
The res gotcha.
The shit's fucking gooey-tastic. Hell yeah. I'm probably gonna fucking be all fucking wonky-eyed afterwards.
Yeah, it's usually your best of your best, too. You know? Because it's all of your stuff combined.
Oh, man. No, dude, like I said, this does some green going on in here, dude. I'm pretty fucking excited about it.
Nice.
And I've only had this pipe for like fucking 3 weeks, man, so nothing's caked. Everybody
That's
wants
legit.
cake. That's all I got. You guys like Rihanna?
Not really.
Nope. Not so much.
I used to love that fucking sample, That Music Is My Life, so I made a track with it.
Fuck yeah, I just called this guy's bluff.
You remember that song? Back in the day, Ed?
Yes, I do.
There's an old drum and bass track with That Music Is My Life, and it's fucking amazing. And I heard it one day, like 3 weeks, well, I was like 6 months ago, I guess, at this point, and I was like, I gotta fucking redo the song somehow.
Yeah, there's been a lot of things I've wanted to redo. I'm actually, believe it or not, I have half of it recorded right now. I just got to do vocals, but I made a metal version. You know, no shit,
Really?
right? A metal version. I made a metal version of Jules' Foolish Games,
Nice.
and I put like pianos and shit in it with like fucking MIDI violins and stuff. But it's like, it's metal. It's pretty fucking heavy. But I need to like
That's pretty
figure out
cool.
the vocals. But once I get it together, I'm gonna fucking post it. It'll be good.
Oh my God, Mark Taylor's moderators over there. Jesus.
Peace to the gods. Yeah, how is it going over there?
It was Atheist
I heard
Road.
Negator.
Yeah, Negator was there.
Is he on? Negator's
He's
on?
presenting. Yeah, he's presenting right now.
Oh, God, dude. What is he going over?
Who's over there?
Negator.
Negator, fucking Tim Osmond, fucking Jim Panda, all jumping
On
Antonio.
Antonio right now. Yeah.
Dude,
You
we,
should have came to the rescue.
we need to put
Dude, I
aside
am
our
not dealing
we need
with
to
that
put
shit
aside our
anymore.
differences and come together with Antonio.
We need flat Earth
Better
cohesion.
man.
Right.
Having something very different, but in this
Flat Earth.
description, it's split.
Oh my God. Yeah, and that's the thing. It's like, Timmy's been effective because I don't even want to deal with that kind of shit anymore. Every single time I talk to people now, every time they mention flat Earth, I have to like assert with all my assertiveness. I'm not fucking talking about flat Earth. I'm talking about heliocentricity. I'm talking about geocentricity. You know what I mean? Like, it's such a fucking, it's a trigger topic, man. How
Flat
come
Earth
two
plan
words?
ain't nothing to fuck with. Flat Earth
Dude.
plan ain't nothing.
It's a word. It's a word that attracts a bunch of people to watch you and to mock you too.
Dude, I just don't understand how two fucking words can piss people off so much, dude. That should tell you something, though.
Dude,
That should tell you something.
I stopped. I couldn't even put it in my title of my YouTube stuff because I don't want to get accused by flat earthers of using the flat earth to get views. Oh, I'm sure I would.
No. You wouldn't. You should put it in the description box because this is how this community interacts. They're searching Flat Earth Live. So, I mean, I kind of like it that you don't because I have like a little place on the internet I can hide out on. I fucking talk what I want to talk about, you know? But on my channel and shit, you know.
I feel like Adam will leave me alone though if I do it. That's why. Because that's his biggest gripe I hear him complain about. He's like, oh, these people put flat earth in their title to get views and they're not real flat earthers.
Yeah, he's a clown, dude. He's 100% fucking clown.
Yeah. Yeah, I just rather not have him to deal with him though, because I like to be able to put the link in the chat, you know, sometimes.
Yeah.
No. Oh man, I screwed up really bad tonight, man. I was doing something for the stream and I folded a hand that I would have won like $100, but oh well. Cost myself $100.
That sucks, dude.
It's fuck.
Dude, I go to casinos a lot with my wife, dude, and we lose fucking money all the damn time, dude. We'll drop a fucking G and just be like, oh great, let's fucking go home and like eat noodles for a week. Like, cool. We just play slot machines though, but we come out ahead sometimes, which is good. But we lose a lot too, which isn't good.
Yeah, I don't like any of those games.
They're a little different depending on where you live because we're under like the Indian casino laws, so everything's fucking different.
Like I don't like playing versus the house, right? See, like with poker, I'm playing versus a human being, and when you consider how moronic these people are, I have a good chance to win. You know
That's
what I
right.
mean?
Hey Ed, where you from, bro?
From Boston area originally, but I live out in Oklahoma City right now.
Yeah, because you have a distinctive accent that sounds like another guy I know, Flip. P. Mars, you know who I'm talking about?
Oh yeah, of course. Yeah, everyone
Kind of sounds like Flip, huh?
Pretty much everyone.
Are you trying to say all white people sound the same?
No, all Boston people.
It's kind of that northeast area, New England area.
Yeah.
It's distinctive. It reminds me of
Jimmy's from around my way.
Yeah, have you guys ever seen the movie called Blow?
Yeah, it's Boston George.
You know Boston George?
Yeah.
Yeah, Boston George. Sound like it.
Yeah, dude, I'm like a fucking unicorn when I'm out here. When I go like on trips and shit, I was coming back from Colorado Springs a few years back, and I rode through like Sherman, Texas, and I just stopped at a gas station. Some lady was like, "Sir, where are you from?" And I was like, "I'm from Boston." Yeah, and she's like, "Somehow I don't believe you. I bet you're from the other side of the pond." And I was like, "Oh my fucking lord!" Like, Jesus, I might as well be like an immigrant. Like, no bullshit. Like, Mexico City's closer to here than fucking Boston is. Oh Seriously, people ask me where I'm from, I'll say New England, and they'll say, "How's London this time of year, man?"
Dude, I've had 2 times in my life, because I speak and articulate and, you know, I kind of sound proper, I suppose, where I've had, like, dumb girls ask if I was from the UK. They like, I'm serious, they like
a California guy to me.
But they like heard me like articulate words a certain way or sounding proper, and they were like, "Are you from England?" And I'm like, "What? How do I sound like I'm from England?"
Yeah, I'm in a message board with him right now, Ed. He said he's from North Shore.
I'm from East Boston and Brockton.
Okay, I'm gonna let him know. Let's see if he knows what's up. You said East Boston?
Yeah, Brockton's a shithole. East Boston and Brockton, but mainly I'd say Brockton, but
Okay.
Yeah, all my family's from East Boston. We used to live there, but I grew up back and forth, but mainly Brockton. That's what I'll rep.
I've been to Boston once. It was fun.
It's a great place to visit. It fucking sucks to live there, man.
Yeah, I went there once. It was December 2012. I'm a crisis thespian, and they had me laid out after this big firecracker went off.
They still have
The
some
Boston man.
like cobblestone streets and shit.
Yeah, dude, it sucks because it's not like a grid like New York City is, where it's actually developed for fucking modern society. It's all like old cow paths that twist and
That's right.
wind.
He
Yeah.
said well known for chicken parmesan. Is that what you are known for?
What? They're known for
I don't know.
chowder.
I think
They're known for chowder, aren't they?
I think the best Chinese food in the world comes
The
from.
best
from
Chinese food in the
He
world.
said chicken I can't even say the fucking word.
Parmesan?
Yeah, he said y'all are known for that.
Possibly.
Possibly.
There's lots of shit out there. All the best, dude. I swear to God, the best food I ever had. It's not just because I'm from there. Like, even people like I bring back, like different fucking girls or wives that I brought up there, and they're like, "You weren't bullshitting when you said this Chinese food is off the hook," and I'm like, "No, no bullshit." Like, like we have like our cousins and shit, because my brother lives out in LA, and we have people like mail us shit like overnight. Like we'll spend like $100 on $30.
Oh, really?
Fucking
Wow, that sounds crazy.
shit's good though, man.
The Chinese food out here in LA, yeah, it's authentic, man. Really good.
Yeah, it's different in Boston. They use like shit products, but what they've concocted is fucking amazing. And like, yeah, it's not anything fucking like I don't know. It's not gourmet anything. It all comes in fucking in like styrofoam fucking boxes, dude. But no, it's straight up. I don't give a fuck.
Hey guys, I'm gonna go get some food and stuff.
All right.
If you guys are going still, like I don't know, 45 minutes, I might jump back.
I
Alright,
mean,
dude.
I
All right, you guys take care.
didn't have a whole lot to say, so I don't know if.
Well, it's just a friendly hangout.
Yeah, we can probably just end it, and we can. I guess Yvette said a lot of people are checking out the drama chans now, anyways.
Oh,
So.
well, yeah, I gotta get some food, but it was good talking to you guys for sure.
All right, guys.
Right on.
Later.
All right,
Yeah.
peace.
Yeah, I guess we're 2.5 hours in. I suppose might as well end the. I
sure.
don't like to go epically long. It's cool to just have like a couple hours. Then it's not
Right.
so hard to listen to. So all right, well thanks everyone for coming on the panel and hanging out in the chat, and I'll see you guys around.